Now, this is case number 486 on the calendar, the matter of Lindsay versus Williams. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
Miss Lindsay, Mr. Williams used to be your boyfriend. He's not your boyfriend anymore. It is your claim that he owes you a whole bunch of money for loans that you made to him during the course of your relationship, including, but not limited to, half the expenses for a trip that you paid for to Cancun.
Yes.
Mr. Williams says that he owes you nothing. Whatever money that you did give him was sort of boyfriend-girlfriend thing. There was never any agreement to pay back that money, and that you had a hissy fit at one point and you cut his crocodile shoes. As a result of that, you felt guilty, so you invited him to go on a trip to Cancun, all expenses paid, right?
Yes.
When did you meet Mr. Williams, Miss Lindsay?
In October of '01.
And how long were you together?
Until May of '04.
Did you ever live together?
No. I lived in Cincinnati. He was in Philadelphia.
Were you under the impression that you were the only girlfriend?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you have a monogamous relationship, Mr. Williams, with Miss Lindsay?
No.
When did you tell her that you were seeing other people as well?
After the day we came from Cancun.
2004?
Yes.
Okay. What money do you claim you loaned to Mr. Williams during the course of your relationship, other than the trip to Cancun?
Well, over the course of our relationship, John seemed to have been financially in trouble a lot. I did loan him some money by way of, I said, now look, if you need this money, I will loan it to you, and when you get on your feet, you can pay it back.
Well, what if he never got back on his feet?
He said, okay, he agreed to that.
What I'm saying to you is, what if he never got back on his feet? Some people never do.
I just would not have
gotten your money back.
Right.
Are you back on your feet?
Somewhat.
Somewhat. You see, Miss Lindsay, a loan goes something like this. I am going to give you $1,000. Our agreement is you pay me back $1,000 when you get your tax returns in 2005. Now, what if you never get your tax refund back in 2005? Do you have a loan?
Yes.
No. You don't. If you say, I'm going to give you this $1,000, you're going to pay me back in May of 2005, hopefully from your tax returns, but if you don't pay me back from your tax returns, the loan has to be paid in May of 2005. Do you understand the difference?
I do.
Okay. So, here's some money, honey. You pay me back when you get back on your feet. You don't even expect to get paid back.
But I did, Your Honor. He started to pay.
Well, you started giving him money right away, according to you, and you started going out with him in 2001. So let's say you made your first advance in 2002?
The 7th month of 2002.
And when did you make your last loan to him?
The 7th month of '03.
When did you loan him money to go to Cancun?
That was just on the credit card. We agreed to, we were going to go to Cancun. We had been to the Bahamas, and we received round-trip vouchers.
I don't care where you're going to go. You gave him money in 2002. He never paid you back, according to you. He owed you money from 2003 that he hadn't paid back fully, because you allege that as money that he owes you, right? So in the summer of 2004, a year later, you decide to loan him money to go to Cancun. And what I don't understand is why you're making him a loan when he still owes you money from the year before, and why you're making a loan when he still owes you money from the year before that.
Because I believed that he would pay it back.
Well, I don't know what gave you that impression.
Because he was paying some money.
How much did he pay you back?
He had paid $200.
On how much of a loan?
I don't know, because I had not added it all total at that point.
Miss Lindsay.
Yes.
He doesn't want to be your boyfriend anymore.
That's fine. I'm okay with that. Good. Very much so.
Good. Okay. Tell me about the trip to Cancun, Mr. Williams.
How that came about, Your Honor, was he had gotten 2 round-trip vouchers from Bermuda when we went to a trip on Bermuda.
All right, Bahamas, Bermuda, the same thing.
All right, she called me up, Your Honor, and she said, well,
that
look.
Means the same thing in Yiddish. So
okay.
It means the same thing. Yeah, go ahead.
She called me up, John, look here, let's go to Cancun. We got these vouchers, and I'll take you there. You got the plane ticket to get there. I'll take care of that. I'm saying, cool, all right. You know, I felt that I was owed that anyway.
Why?
You know, we were in a relationship. It was starting to get more serious than I wanted it to be. Miss Lindsay, she really didn't want to hear that. All right, and she kept pursuing the relationship. Now, it came a point when I told her, I said, look, I wanted to end the relationship, and she surprised me one day. She flew to South Philly, came by my barbershop, unexpected, and she said she wanted to talk, go out to dinner, and, maybe try to, like, get some clarity on where I was coming from. I said, okay, cool. We went to dinner, we talked.
Just a second. Were you trying to get some clarification as to what his intentions were when you came to Philadelphia?
Because at that point, Your Honor, they were not clear.
They should have been clear as a bell.
Okay.
You met him in 2001. If he wasn't down on one knee between 2001 and 2004 with a small box in his hand, you should have known what his intentions were. Right?
Right.
All right, so she came to the barbershop in Philly, and...
We went out to dinner, we talked. I thought she had got an understanding on just how I felt. I mean, that's the understanding I got.
Okay.
I asked, I said, Ms. Lindsay, when you going back home? She said, I'm going back tomorrow. My plane leave tomorrow. I said, where you going to stay? Did you make any arrangements? Because, see her to her hotel. She said, no, I didn't. Against my better judgment, I said, look, all right, you can stay over my spot tonight. You can go to the airport in the morning. I woke up in the middle of the night and I saw Miss Lindsay, like, in my bedroom with my safe open, going through my mail, and I'm like, come on, man, what is this? What you doing? So I said, well, look, you got to go. I let you into my spot. You getting crazy like this. You got to go. I go in the kitchen, make me a cup of coffee. She comes in the kitchen with a steak knife. I'm like, oh, Rage. I said, what was you going to cut me while I was asleep? Oh, no, John, I wouldn't do that to you. I wouldn't do that to you.
She
what
cut
you
your
doing
shoes.
tonight? Yeah. But I didn't find that out. I didn't find that out till she went home to Cincinnati, because she called, left a couple of messages. John, I need to talk to you, so I returned the call. What's going on? She said, I did something I regret, and I wanted to tell you before you found out. I'm like, what's going on? She said, I cut up your shoes. I'm like, oh, Ray, I looked down at my shoe rack. She cut up 6 pair of my skins, my Crocs, y'all. That's mean and evil. You don't cut up a man's shoe.
What?
That's mean.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
It was a dishonest, cruel joke to 2 women. And you can take your shoes, and if I were at a different venue, I would tell you what you could do with them.
And later today,
You can't sue him for $50 on Monday, futon on Tuesday, $250 on Wednesday, because that suggests to me that he's right when he says that you're not.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Lori Lindsay says ex-boyfriend John Williams owes for loans and a Cancun vacation. John says Lori is a woman scorned.
I did cut up his shoes.
I knew you did.
I did.
I knew you did.
I did. I cut up his shoes, and I cut up a couple pairs of pants. But, Your Honor, I did take care of those things.
Miss Lindsay.
Yes.
All I'm interested in is the trip to Cancun. Now, you went on the trip with her, Mr. Williams, is that right? When did you return from Cancun?
I believe it was in June.
It was in May, Your Honor.
After you came back from Cancun, sir, and went to Philadelphia, when did you call Miss Lindsay and tell her that you had a girlfriend?
The next day.
That night, Your Honor.
Would you tell me why, Mr. Williams?
My girlfriend grilled me. She was like on me because I lied to her and told her I was going to my sister in North Carolina. I don't know how she put it together, but, you know, she was at me and just busted me. So I had
Was
to come
it so
clean.
important, Mr. Williams, that you go to Cancun so that you had to lie to your girlfriend, lie to Miss Lindsay, who you know had reasonable intentions? You went with her to Cancun. I assume you shared a hotel together?
Yes.
Why would you do such a thing, Mr.
Because I felt like I wasn't compensated enough for my loss.
You mean for your shoes?
Yes.
Boy,
I'm only being honest.
I'm glad that you're being honest. Amoral you are. Honest also. I mean, you're at least being honest with me. You certainly aren't honest with the women in your life, Mr. Williams. Have you ever been married?
No.
You have children?
Yes. 2 girls, 1 boy.
How old are your girls, Mr. Williams?
My oldest is 32.
She married?
My son is... Pardon me?
Is she married?
Yes, she is.
Have children?
Yes.
What would you think about her husband if he told her he was going to see his aged aunt in North Carolina and went with a woman to Cancun on a lark for 4 days? How would you feel about him?
That wouldn't be cool.
No, how would you feel about him? Would you feel hateful if he hurt your daughter?
Yeah.
Would you feel as if he deserved whatever happened to him? Because he
Yes.
was an amoral person?
Yes.
Do you consider yourself an amoral person?
I try.
You try to be amoral, you're succeeding. You get my drift, sir? I'm trying to teach you about the word empathy. Empathy is a thing that one human being feels for another, so that you don't say, my needs, my desires are more, even if they're wrong, are more important than another person's feelings that are legitimate. You know, her feelings are legitimate. She may have been overly involved in you, but you are certainly doing little things to, in your own way, encourage that.
I don't think so, Jan.
Yeah, sure you are. So, you see, when a man says to a woman, sure, I'd love to go to Cancun. Let's go. We'll go, we'll have a great time. You spend 4 days, you share the same room, you were intimate with each other, you had dinner together, you laughed with each other. And then when you come home and your girlfriend grills you, you call her that night. And you say, by the way, I have a girlfriend. And this was all a joke that I played on you. A dishonest, cruel, but that's what it was. It was a dishonest, cruel joke to two women, her and your girlfriend.
Yeah,
and your girlfriend. That, sir, is amoral. And you can take your shoes, and if I were at a different venue, I would tell you what you could do with them. He said, you called and said, I want to go to Cancun, and he says you cut up all of his skin shoes, and he thought that was a good payment for it. Well, that's a little amoral, but it's also not the right thing to cut up and destroy his clothes.
I have proof that I paid for the things that I cut up. I have proof here, ma'am.
Show me.
There's for damages and repairs. Ask him about, he bought a fur coat in Cincinnati.
No. All I want to know is, show me that you paid him the money for the clothes that you cut up.
There. Highlight it in different
October
areas.
15th, shoes, $180. Did she buy you shoes, sir?
3 pair.
Oh, so she did buy you 3 pair.
I never said that she didn't.
Well, no, but listen to me, sir. What you said was, in your answer,
I said when it came to...
After that incident involving the shoes, Lori did everything she could to try to make it up to me. She bought me a pair of shoes to replace a few things she cut up, but it didn't come close to the amount she had ruined. So when Lori contacted me and wanted to take me on a trip to Cancun, I accepted, no strings attached.
Ah.
Yeah.
Oh, Your Honor.
Who was supposed to pay for the hotel, Mr. Williams?
Lori.
It was agreed upon. I didn't call him asking him to go to Cancun. When we got the tickets in Bermuda, almost a year before, we agreed that we were going to go.
Okay.
So we were in a relationship.
Okay. Mr. Williams, not only did you go to Cancun and you hurt 2 ladies by going to Cancun for no reason, you got to pay for at least half your way. So I'm going to give Miss Lindsay a judgment in the amount of $750. Write him off. He's bad news. He's somebody else's problem now.
Exactly.
Very good. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I was going through some things, and I found out some things that I didn't particularly care for.
When she handed me the steak knife, I was like, I thought she was going to cut me.
Somehow they ended up sliced.
I mean, that's mean. That's just mean and evil. Cut up a man's crotch. Come on, that ain't right.
I didn't get all of it, but that's the price I paid for dealing with what I dealt with.
In hindsight, thinking about it now, I'm glad she cut up the Crocs instead of cutting up me.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Karras versus Tierlink. Step forward.
Retail manager Caron Karras is suing her ex-boyfriend, construction salesman Steve Tierlink, for unpaid rent and for money she loaned him to feed his children. Steve says Caron is crazy.
Ms. Karras, you briefly had a relationship, according to what I read, with Mr. Tierlink. And you claim that he stayed in your house for 2 weeks, for which he owes you expenses.
Yes, Your Honor.
And in addition, you say he owes you some money for a small loan that you gave him.
Yes.
Mr. Tierlink says, I'm paraphrasing, you're a nut.
You hit it.
You may be right. Why did he move into your house?
He was evicted from his apartment.
You invited him to come?
He called me and told me that he was in a lot of trouble and pretty much showed up at my house in tears with his 2 little children.
So you said, come on in.
What else could I do?
Good. Did they have a spare room for them?
No.
Where did he sleep?
On the floor.
Where did his children sleep?
On the floor.
And after 2 weeks, he left?
Yes.
Now, how much did he say he would pay you for the 2 weeks that he stayed in your house?
He just offered to give me some money he said that I can pay you some money, and it wasn't some specific.
So it wasn't a firm contract.
Exactly.
Perfect. Then you get no money. Now let's move on to what this loan was. You want to tell me about it?
He said that he needed some money. He said that he didn't have any food for his children, and
so
I gave him some money because I was afraid that he wasn't going to be able to feed his children.
Good. How much did you give him?
$50.
That was nice of you.
It was a loan.
Well, you said it was a loan. That's not what you just told me. You said you were afraid he wouldn't have money to take care of his children. He
asked to borrow. He asked me to borrow the money, and I agreed that I would lend him the money, and he agreed that he would pay me back.
Tell me about the conversation.
Well, he said that he needed some money, and I said that I would agree to lend him the money, and when I agreed to lend someone the money, then I expect them to pay me back, and he did agree to pay me back. So
did she give you $50, sir?
Yes, she did, Your Honor.
Okay. Did you give it back to her?
Not in that way.
What did you do?
I took her out for dinner, drinks, lunch.
You did?
Yes. When? Shortly after I stayed at her location, which wasn't 2 weeks. I was only there for 3 or 4 days.
I dismissed that part of this lawsuit.
Okay.
I was interested, Mr. Tierling, because you indicated in your answer that the plaintiff has tried to sue you before for something.
Yes, she has, Your Honor, and I have paperwork here.
Can I see the paperwork for the prior lawsuit?
It was a loan for a futon, which was, the case was dismissed. I paid her back. That has the receipts and everything right there.
You sued him for this $50 already.
But when he paid me exactly for the futon, he did not pay for any of the other things.
That doesn't make any difference, madam. Your lawsuit that was dismissed sought as a claim a $50 personal loan, as well as the balance on a futon.
Right, and there was also a $200 loan as well that's not even indicated there.
Let me explain something to you. You have a responsibility, unless you want to abuse the legal system, to include everything in a lawsuit. You can't sue him for $50 on Monday, futon on Tuesday, $250 on Wednesday, because that suggests to me that he's right when he says that you're a nut. So, I think that you have to put a period. He's not interested. He doesn't want anything to do with you anymore. He's moving on with his life. Kiss him goodbye, figuratively, and kiss me goodbye, figuratively. Your case is dismissed. That's all.
Parties are excused. Literally. Step out. Yeah, this is case number 546 on the calendar in the matter of Brown versus Pritchard. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated.
This is your daughter?
Yes.
How old are you?
13.
You, Mrs. Pritchard, have no first-hand knowledge of the facts surrounding this case, only what your daughter told you. Is that right?
This is true. Yes, thank you.
Why don't you have a seat?
Okay.
Mr. Brown, it's your complaint that this young lady filed a false police report about you.
Yes, Your Honor.
And as a result of that false police report, you spent a day in jail. You had to hire a lawyer. You had to come up with some bail.
Yes.
Well, let's start with how you know each other. Who wants to tell me how you know each other? Nobody. So let's start with you, Mr. Brown. Why don't you tell me how you know this 13-year-old girl?
Well, I had a neighbor that lived next door to me, and she would come over there with her friends and ask.
This young lady would come over to your neighbor's house?
Yes, Your Honor.
With her friends. Is
Yes.
that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Who is this neighbor of yours?
His name was Jimmy.
You know Jimmy?
Yes, Your Honor.
How far does Jimmy live from where you were living?
About a block away.
And you would go over to Jimmy's house? How old is Jimmy?
22.
He was a friend of yours?
Kinda. I didn't really know him.
Well, what would you go over to his house for?
We just went over there, and like me and my friends, we would go over there and talk to him until later on when he started buying alcohol, and we would go
Keep your voice up. All right, so you would go over and talk to him for a while, and then later on he would buy alcohol?
Yes.
What would he do with the alcohol?
He would give it to us, and we would either sometimes drink it with him, or we would leave and go drink it somewhere else.
Who would you go over to Jimmy's house with?
Just me and like 3 other friends.
Well, what are their names?
Like Jasmine.
Not like. I want to hear their names.
Jasmine, Brittany.
Jasmine. How old is Jasmine?
14.
Who else?
Brittany, and she's 15. Jessica, who's 13. That's pretty much.
All right, so you and your 3 friends would go over to this 22-year-old boy, man, person's house, and after chatting, he would buy you alcohol, which you would either consume there or you would take elsewhere. Is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
What happened to Jimmy?
He moved out.
I'm still not hearing how you know. Your name is Kaylee?
Yes.
Kaylee.
After he moved out, she would come over then, because Jimmy was my friend. So after he moved out, her and her friends would ask me to buy him alcohol. So I did on occasions twice.
So that this young lady who's 13 years old and her 14, 15, and 13-year-old friend came over and said, well, Jimmy's not here anymore, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Huh?
Yes.
So would you buy us alcohol? Who asked him to buy you alcohol?
All of us did.
Did you pay him for it?
No, we didn't.
You didn't pay him for it with money?
No.
Did you pay him for it with anything else?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Brown, why did you buy these children alcohol, sir?
Well, I knew they weren't 21, but I also knew that they said that they were older than what they were. You know, she said that she was 16 and...
Well, they certainly weren't old enough to buy alcohol, because if they were old enough to buy alcohol, Mr. Brown, they would have bought it themselves.
Yes, they would have.
So why would you buy children alcohol?
It was wrong for me to do, but...
Right.
Yeah.
How many times did he buy you alcohol, Kaylee?
At least 5 times that I can remember.
Well, there come a time, Kaylee, that you and your friends got annoyed with him and vandalized his car?
No, Your Honor.
Did you put snow in his car?
Yes, Your Honor.
That's vandalizing his car. Who put snow in his car? Is not an answer.
I did and my friend Jesse.
Now, why did you do that, Kaylee?
Well, he wouldn't answer his door, and then we went and knocked on his window, and he was sleeping, and we told him that we were going to go fill his car up with snow if he didn't.
If he didn't what?
Answer his door. And then,
well, why did you want him to answer the door, Kaylee?
I do not remember. I was a while ago. I don't remember why we went there. But
well, would you go there for any other reason than for him to buy alcohol?
Yeah, sometimes we went over there just to hang out and to listen to music or to get cigarettes. And then we...
So you either wanted alcohol or cigarettes when you went to his house, and he wouldn't open the door. Is that right?
Your Honor.
So as a result of that, you and your friend opened up his car doors and filled his car up with snow?
Yes, Your Honor.
And
Sorry. Wait. Sorry.
You think I'm being too hard on her?
No.
Good.
I just wanted to add something.
Perfect.
Sorry.
After you filled his car up with snow, what happened?
Me and my friend, we just took off, and then we didn't come back for a few weeks.
But then you decided to come back.
Yes, Your Honor.
For what?
More alcohol.
And did he answer the door this time?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did he buy you the alcohol?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did there come a time he decided not to buy alcohol for you?
No, Your Honor.
Well, tell me about the time that you allege that he pulled a gun on you. Because that's what the complaint was.
Yes, Your Honor.
Tell me about that.
Well, I went down and I met my friend, and then...
Friend who?
My friend Heather. And she brought 2 other people, Desiree and this other girl I did not even know. And Desiree has always had a problem with me. She did not like me. And when we ran away together, we would always go over to Terrell's house and we would get alcohol. And that day she wanted...
When did you run away?
I came back on Thanksgiving. I left like a week before Thanksgiving.
Why did you run away?
I do not even know. I just decided that I didn't want to be home, and me and my friends just left home and didn't come back.
Who lives in your house?
My mother, my father, and my 2 brothers.
How old are your brothers?
They're 12 and almost 9, so 8.
So you set the example for your 2 older brothers. Is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
He kicked this chair and then he threw his keys down and he said he'll make us leave. And Desiree said, oh, you think you're all bad now because you got a gun? And that's when he freaked out and he pulled out the gun.
And later today...
You're looking at him as if he's a god. Who are you?
I'm his girlfriend.
Ooh. Listen to me. Do you have children?
No.
Keep it that way.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. 27-year-old Terrell Brown says his former friend, 13-year-old Kaylee Pritchett, had him falsely arrested and thrown in jail. Kaylee says she and her friends used Terrell to buy alcohol and cigarettes.
Does your mother beat you?
No, Your Honor.
What about your father?
No, Your Honor.
Do they give you food?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you sleep shackled to a radiator?
No, Your Honor.
Well, then, can you explain to me why you and your friend left home?
Just because we wanted to get out of my house because my parents had strict rules. And
well, I'd like you to tell me about the strict rules.
that we couldn't do anything. We could not smoke.
You couldn't smoke. You should, couldn't smoke.
We couldn't leave the house after like 9 p.m.
Couldn't leave. You got this? You're following this?
I'm following.
You couldn't smoke. You couldn't drink, I assume. And you couldn't leave the house after 9 o'clock.
Yes.
Is she behaving any better now?
Yes. It's been a long haul, but yeah.
For how long?
Probably, I'd say since Thanksgiving, since she came home, and she's been in counseling with us as a family, and it's helped a lot.
Kaylee, you do not sound like an unintelligent girl, which means that it seems to me that you have the necessary brain cells to be okay. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Some people, unfortunately for them, are born and they have to struggle. Sounds to me as if you don't have to struggle. You're just putting all of your efforts in the wrong direction.
Thank you.
But unfortunately, when you start to make mistakes when you're 13, unless you fix them fast, they last your whole life. So it's nice to hear from your mother that you seem to be doing better the last several months. You're doing better in school?
Yes, Your Honor.
What about these girlfriends of yours?
I do not speak to them anymore.
That sounds like a perfect idea. Now, let's get back to the gun episode.
Well, I went and met my friends and this girl, Desiree.
And you went to his house for alcohol?
Yes, and she told me that if I did not end up getting it, the house can get beat up, so I was doing everything that I could to get it.
Desiree said to you, if you don't get into the house and get some alcohol from Mr. Brown, I'm going to beat you up.
Yes.
Is that the story that you're selling today?
Yes, Your Honor.
Oh, okay. So, come on, I'm listening.
We went over to his house, and he said he was going to get it, but he had a few errands to run. And Desiree's like, do not let him leave. I was like, all right. So Desiree went outside when he was leaving, and we sat on his hood of his car. And I got on after her, and we weren't going to let him leave. So he decided to go back inside. Well, he wasn't going to let us in, so we all pushed the door back open, and we got in. And
got into his house?
Yeah, when he was right there. But
when you pushed the door to get into his house, that's trespassing. That's a crime. You know that. You understand that. That's a crime. First of all, you sat on his car and vandalized it, and then you pushed your way into his house. That's a crime. That's trespass.
And then he told us to leave, and Desiree said no. And then we all decided not to leave. So he kicked this chair, and then he threw his keys down, and he said he'll make us leave. Well, then he went into the room, and he came back out, and he was putting something in the back of his pants. And he sat down, and he told us to leave. And Desiree said, oh, you think you're all bad now because you got a gun? And that's when he freaked out and he said, leave, and we said no, and that's when he pulled out the gun. And the first thing I did was run out the door, and my friends came right after me, and he came outside and he was yelling just on the top of his lungs, just yelling at us, and we just took off and we went home. And we did not call the cops till the next day.
What'd you call the police for?
Because we were scared, because he was telling us about all
you have to do is not go over and bother him anymore.
Well, I don't know.
Oh. Mr. Brown, how old are you?
27.
You spent the day in jail?
Yes, Your Honor.
Good for you. Probably should have spent a couple more. I'm not sure whether you had a gun or whether you didn't have a gun. Certainly, Kaylee here had no right being in your house, had no right committing a crime. You told her to leave. You understand that, Miss Pritchard?
Yes.
You told her to leave. She didn't leave with her friends. He begged her to leave. They threatened him. All of that, Mr. Brown, was brought about by your actions. Because you supplied the girls with alcohol. And that's what happens when you do the wrong thing. When you do the wrong thing, you never know where it's going to come back and bite you in the behind. You understand, Mr. Brown?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you knew you were wrong. And you knew it would come out to no good, right?
Yep.
So, there's an old legal doctrine. And it's called the doctrine of clean hands. And it means when a person comes to court, and you're asking a court to do the right thing, you have to come to court and say, I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't bring on any of this myself. I have clean hands. You can't come here and say I have clean hands. You committed a crime by furnishing alcohol to minors. I want you to make yourself feel a little bit better, Mr. Brown. Say the police arrested you and held you for 24 hours because you broke the law by supplying alcohol to minors instead of for threatening them with a gun. Either way, you spent a day in jail. It wasn't enough. You contributed to the delinquency of minors by furnishing them alcohol. And you're just lucky that none of them either got sick or got hurt as a result of becoming intoxicated with the alcohol you provided them, Mr. Brown. We understand each other?
Yes, Your Honor.
Goodbye.
The parties are excused. You may step out.
They came over, wanted me to buy him alcohol, so I bought it for him, and that was it.
He's older. You'd think he'd be wiser not to buy minors alcohol and cigarettes.
I messed up and I did stuff I shouldn't have done.
You want to see the best for your kids, and she hasn't been smart.
Keep in school and not do it. It's not worth it to get yourself in trouble and put your parents in pain.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Hill versus Secord, step forward, please.
Field Tech Stephen Hill is suing his wife's ex-husband, cable installer George Secord, for a furniture debt. Stephen says George is not abiding by his divorce agreement.
Mr. Hill, you are currently married to the defendant's former wife.
Correct.
How long had you been married to Mrs. Hill?
Nearly 10 years.
Do you have children?
2.
How old are they?
11 and 15.
And when were you divorced?
1999.
You had a separation agreement?
Yes.
And the separation agreement was incorporated into the terms of your divorce?
Yes.
You were represented by an attorney?
Correct.
And your former wife had an attorney?
She sure did.
And the two of you, through your attorneys, got together and hammered out the terms of an amicable support,
Correct.
the distribution of marital property,
Yes.
and the distribution of debts.
Yep.
Yes would be your answer.
Yes.
According to the terms of the judgment of divorce, the defendant agreed to assume certain marital debt. The debt that is in question is for furniture.
Correct.
Furniture which he kept.
Yes.
And he said, I want to keep the furniture, I'm going to pay for it. And he didn't.
Correct.
Certainly the credit card company that financed this furniture wasn't a party to your judgment of divorce, Mr. Secord, is that correct?
No, they weren't.
So they weren't letting your former wife off the hook because she was a signatory on the loan.
Right.
So when you did not pay pursuant to your judgment of divorce that debt, they went after your former wife.
Right.
And since she and her present husband had a joint bank account, right?
Yes.
They attached his bank account. Mr. Hill was forced to pay this $4,700 in order to get his bank account back and to clear his wife's credit. Now, in what year, sir, did they attach your bank account?
That'd be 2004.
And the divorce was in 1999.
Correct.
So I'd like you to explain to me, Mr. Secord, between 1999 and, say, 2002, why you did not take care of this debt.
I was in litigation with the company to work out a payment to be washed of the whole thing, which at that time...
Just a second, you're talking gibberish to me now.
They were ready to settle for 15 cents on the dollar to wipe the whole bill out at that point. And I, at that time, told them, yes, I'd take it. And I was unable to settle up with them in the time they wanted to be settled with, so they went after her. And when they went after her, she didn't go to court to stand up for herself or show them that there was a divorce agreement and it was my bill now. And they got a judgment against her. Eventually, after they got married...
You're looking at him as if he's a god. Who are you?
Excuse me?
I said you're looking at him as if he's a god.
Maybe
Would you
he
please
is.
Would you please tell me who you are?
I'm
you
his girlfriend.
Your girlfriend. Ooh. Listen to me. Do you have children?
No.
Keep it that way. Listen to me, Mr. Secord. Let us understand each other, sir. You have 2 children with this lady, and you did the wrong thing. And when you stand there and make a fool of yourself in front of 10 million people, it's really irritating. You assumed a responsibility. I'm speaking. You assumed a responsibility. Your responsibility, pursuant to the judgment of divorce, was to take care of this debt. By you settling with the company for 15 cents on the dollar, that takes the credit of both you and your wife down about 10 pegs. Because if somebody else wants to lend her money, they're going to look and they're going to say, listen, the last debt she incurred, she got rid of by paying off 15 cents on the dollar. They don't care who paid it off. It's a bad debt.
Well,
that's something that you... Hey. What do you do?
If she was so concerned about it, why didn't
Throw
she
her
go
out
to
of
court?
here. Throw her out of here. Throw her out. Throw her out.
Your Honor, may I speak?
Not necessary. Does it sound like you're losing? The only losing thing that you did was make 2 children with him. I hope they're nice children. I hope you take good care of him, because he's a loser. And you're very lucky to have gotten rid of him before you wasted any more time with him. I'm sure it cost you a lot more. This is not going to cost you. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $4,700. That's all. Put him out, too.
Oh, parties are excused. You may step out. Now, this is case number 583 in the matter of McClenathan versus Connell. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
What's your first name?
Amanda.
How old are you, Amanda?
19.
How long have you been living on your own?
Since January.
You go to school or you work?
I go to school and work.
What school do you go to?
Eastern Connecticut State University.
And what about you? How old are you?
20.
You go to school also?
Yes.
Same school?
No.
What school?
Three Rivers Community College.
How long have you known each other?
Since freshman year of high school.
According to the complaint, you girls decided to live together with one boy or two boys?
It was just one to begin with.
Which boy? Raise your right hand. Had to think about that for a minute.
Yep.
You are John.
Yep.
John with the paintball gun.
Yeah.
And I gather that after you moved in, you're going to tell me when things didn't work out. And according to your complaint, the defendant moved out owing you some money. Owed you money for rent and a deposit. She says that she owes you a little bit for rent, right?
Mostly for...
That's not what you said here. You said you owed her a little bit for rent. Not as much as she wants, but that you have a counterclaim because you claim that she has some of your property and she assaulted you.
She threw a soda bottle at me.
Just say yes or no.
Yes.
I'm going to get to your story in a second. When did you sign your lease?
A little bit before January 1st when we moved in.
And what was the rent?
$1,200 a month.
Who was helping you pay your rent?
I work 3 jobs and go to school, so I pay my own rent.
That's pretty good. And what about John with the paintball gun?
He works full-time. He's a workaholic. He works all the time.
Good. You're supposed to split the rent 3 ways.
Yes.
You say that Miss Connell had trouble coming up with rent and deposit.
Yes.
Go ahead, let me hear.
Okay. When we first moved in, we each had to pay $647.50 for the first month's rent, deposit, all that. And she could only come up with $300, so I covered her. It was $347.50. And since I handle all the bills, everything's in my name, I request that all the rent is made by January 20th so I can send it out for February 1st. On January 20th, Alyssa still didn't have any money because she was suspended from work. So I covered her then too. So I sent the rent out on January 20th, and it would have been $400.
So you covered her for that money?
Yes.
So far she owes you $747.50. Is that right?
Yes.
Am I right or am I wrong?
You're right.
Go ahead.
So then it was January 29th. I was babysitting for a family friend, and my little brother was at the house, but she wanted to have a party. And I said, that's fine, just keep it downstairs, keep it in the basement, because I have little kids here. And I don't want them seeing all that, because they were partying pretty hard. And then she kept bringing people upstairs, even though I asked her not to. So we locked the doors so that people that were coming there, we were all pretty drunk, we were just like banging on the door, and we wouldn't let them upstairs. So one of them threatened John, and that's when John shot the paintball gun out in the yard. And Alyssa was really mad. She came upstairs and she started screaming at him. She was really, really drunk. So she was like yelling at him, and then started yelling at me, and she ran at me like a chimpanzee. And obviously I knew she was really drunk and I wasn't going to sit there and fight with her, so I just let her. She left. She took her bottle of Captain and she left. Then on the 3rd of February, she called John and said, because we weren't letting her party there anymore, that it wasn't fun living there anymore and she didn't want to live there, so she was moving out. On the 5th, she came back, took her bed and most of her belongings. On the 7th of February, the room smelled disgusting, so I finally went in there. Well, actually, James went in there and trying to find what smelled, and found 2 bags of rotten frozen meatballs. That was the smell. It smelled revolting.
Is that right, James?
Yes.
And
what were you doing with meatballs in your room?
I don't think they were mine, so I don't know what she's talking about. I wouldn't have meatballs in my room.
Maybe one of your friends brought the meatballs.
Nobody was in my room that night.
What kind of a party were you having?
Actually, to set the story straight, it wasn't my party. We had been having parties every Saturday except for the 22nd because it snowed that day. Then on the 29th, we had people calling us saying, hey, we heard you're having a party.
Who were they calling?
Mine and Amanda's cell phones. And actually,
anybody call your cell phone?
I'm sure people did.
Did you tell them that you were having a party?
No.
Yes, she did.
No, I did not. I never said that we were having a party.
Were you downstairs partying with your friends?
I was down there for a little bit, but I kept coming upstairs because I didn't even know half the people. Her friends were down there also, though.
Did she have small children upstairs?
Yes, she did.
So then I gather she did not go downstairs.
She was downstairs for a little bit.
I was not.
No, I don't believe that. What happened to the rent? $747.50.
When we first moved in, it was one of those things where we had to come up with money because the guy wanted us to sign the lease. Because he
of course, that's what happened.
Yes, he was going back to Maryland. So I got money from my mother. She wrote me a $200 check, and then we said the rest of it would come up with along the way. So she covered some of it. She covered $135 of mine. And
well, she says she covered $347.50.
John gave $1,000.
I'm asking you about your money. I'm not interested in anybody else. She said she covered $347.50 for you. Is that correct?
No.
How much did she cover for you?
I'm not sure of these. I want to say $135 she covered of mine because she was also paying for James to move in.
I'm talking about your money. Show me proof that you gave her $647.50, please.
I didn't give her all of it. I
close to it. Around January. Can I have that, please? Around January of 2005. This is December 20th, 2004. Check made out to you for $200 that you cashed.
Yes.
What's that for?
That her mother paid $200 of her. So out of the $300 that she paid, her mother paid $200 of it, and her mom made the check out to me.
So she owes.
So she did give $300, but she owed $647.50.
$647.50, leaving $347.50. Do you understand?
She didn't put in all the money, though. John put in some of it.
I don't care who put it in. She'll give it back to John.
Okay.
You owed the money. You didn't pay for it.
Yes.
$347.50. Okay. January.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
She had become very temperamental. She threatened me with retaliation. She threw a soda bottle at me.
Did she hit you with it?
Yes.
And later today.
You didn't think that coming here was going to be a picnic, did you, Mr. Collins?
No, ma'am, I did not.
I'm not known as picnic lady.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Amanda McClenathan says ex-roommate Alyssa Connell owes for rent and a security deposit. Alyssa claims Amanda assaulted her with a can of soda.
Now, when did you move out in February?
On February 4th, I packed up some of my belongings. I was not planning to move out. She assumed I was.
I don't care. You were there in February.
Until the 4th.
Then you owe the rent for February.
The reason I moved out, though, was because initially I called up the landlord and I had called the police also because she had become very temperamental. She wrote on my door with a permanent marker. She threatened me with retaliation. And so I was calling the police, talking to them what I should do about this because I don't feel safe living with her. She's going to be throwing things at me, threatening me. I have a brand new car and I don't want anything happening to it because she's the type of person who will egg a person's car if she doesn't like them.
Well, let me ask you this question, Ms. Connell. When did she do this to you, these things?
On February 2nd, which was a Wednesday, she threw a soda bottle at me.
That's the assault you're talking about?
Yes.
And she wasn't a bottle. According to your answer, it was a can.
A can or a bottle.
Did she hit you with it?
Yes.
Where?
In the leg.
Did you go to a doctor?
No.
Why not?
Because it was just like a bruise or something that it left.
What do you mean, just like a bruise or something?
It was just a bruise that it left.
Do you have a photograph of it?
I had a camera that had pictures on it of all the damages that she did to the house, the 2 doors that she broke.
I'm not interested in the house. I asked you about your leg.
Well, there was pictures on it, but she stole it out of my room.
No,
that's not true, Your Honor.
Let's move on from the assault. February 2nd, you had this altercation.
Yes.
You moved out some stuff on February 4th.
Yes.
Had you paid February's rent on the 20th of January?
Not yet.
Why not?
Because, she said, I was suspended from work, which was a whole sexual harassment retaliation type thing that we're
You
going
owed
through.
the money.
Yes, I know.
Well, you should have paid her. So far, that's $747.50, which is exactly what she's suing for, which is what you owe her. Now let's get to your counterclaim, okay? Because I've just taken care of the assault. It's not nice if you threw a soda can at her. Value of personal property and damages. What personal property does she have of yours?
Do you want the list, or do you want me to just read it to you?
Read it to me.
Okay. I left 2 washers and a dryer.
That's a big item, washer and dryer.
She did leave those items. I have pictures of all the items that she left the house that I took a couple days before I left for court. She just left them at the house. No one ever took them from her.
Fine, so you don't have a problem returning them?
No. She can come get them whenever she wants.
Okay. I have a sofa. 2 sofas or one?
Yes, there's 2 sofas.
2 sofas.
A chair,
a washing machine,
a
dryer, a chair.
Oh, she also left another chair and a punching bag.
Okay. You arranged for a truck in 5 days, madam? Go and pick up your stuff.
Yes. The fact of the matter is, though, is that I lost of sale on the washer and dryer because I could have sold it, and I had told John that I was going to come pick him up.
I don't care. 5 days from today, you go and pick up your stuff. Anything else?
Yes. 2 CDs, 5 belts, a black ruffled skirt, white dress pants, and my coat was damaged in the stuff that she packed up.
Do you have any of her
No.
property? Listen to me very carefully, madam. You owe her $747 in 5 days from today.
She changed the law.
And 5 days from today, she had every right to. You hadn't paid rent. It's not her problem that you got laid off from work. Get another job.
I had the job still.
Perfect. Then you should have paid rent. 5 days from today, is this your mother?
Yes.
Your mother, whoever else you want to, is going to go pick up your property that you left behind when you moved out. Your white dress with the ruffled feathers you should have taken with you when you moved. Thank you very much. This case is over.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I can't help the fact that Amanda's a compulsive liar and she likes to throw things at people.
I think it's hilarious that she said I assaulted her because I threw a cup of soda. I was 5 feet away from her. I threw a cup of soda on the floor and it splashed her.
She broke 2 doors in the house one night when she was drunk.
She's very immature, obviously.
Pick your friends a little better.
If she can't pay the rent in the beginning, don't get into a lease with her. She's not going to pay it all along.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Brooks versus Collins. Step forward, please.
21-year-old warehouse worker John David Brooks is suing his former friend, 24-year-old service repairman Eric Collins, for wrecking his quad runner.
Mr. Brooks, you are the owner of an off-road vehicle. Mr. Collins was an acquaintance of yours. It is your claim that he rode your off-road vehicle without your permission and wrecked it. Mr. Collins acknowledges that he rode the vehicle, but he says the brakes were defective and he injured himself. He has medical bills. He is going to take his lawsuit against you to the Supreme Court where he can sue you for a lot more money. That's what your answer is. Is that right?
Correct.
Good. Do you have a lawyer?
No, I don't.
When did this happen?
September the 28th, 2004.
What are you waiting for?
To pay my lawyer some more money.
Mr. Collins, you don't see stupid written across here, do you?
No, ma'am, I don't.
The kind of suit you are alleging is a suit in negligence. Lawyers do not accept money up front for that. What they do is they work on a contingency, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
So you have a lawyer that's charging you a fee?
Of course.
What is this lawyer's name?
I'd rather not say.
I'd rather you would.
Gerald.
How much have you paid him so far?
Not pertaining to this case here.
This case here, Mr. Collins.
Which I did not put a counterclaim against him. He put one against me.
What part of the English language don't you understand, Mr. Collins? I asked you, how much money did you pay your lawyer so far?
I have not paid him a dime pertaining to this case.
Correct. I assume he's represented you with regard to other matters in the past, Mr.
Yes, ma'am.
Collins? How old are you, sir?
24.
What kind of matters has he represented you on, Mr. Collins? Is not an answer.
Just minor charges.
Criminal matters.
No.
What are you looking at him
matters.
for? What are you looking at him for? You didn't think that coming here was going to be a picnic, did you, Mr. Collins?
No, ma'am, I did not.
I'm not known as the picnic lady.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
When you do something wrong, you're supposed to take responsibility for it.
Of
then
course.
you can put a period and move on with your life and be a productive citizen.
Yes, ma'am.
As opposed to making excuses for why you do not accept responsibility and trying to give me a lot of who shot John. What is an off-road vehicle? Is not an answer.
The ATV, all-terrain vehicle.
That is a vehicle that is to be ridden off the
street.
Now, you allowed someone else to borrow your all-terrain vehicle. Who was that? Raise your hand.
Right Jason.
That would be you.
Yeah.
Yes.
You borrowed Mr. Brooks's all-terrain vehicle because you were going duck
to a dove shoot?
Dove shoot.
Yes, ma'am.
Did they ever do anything to you?
No.
And Mr. Brooks allowed you to take the ATV. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
And you brought it back, and it was in good condition.
Yes, ma'am.
And then what did you do with it?
I didn't do anything. I brought it back to my house, and David was supposed to come back and pick it
David.
up. Yes, ma'am.
David was supposed to come back and pick it up.
Yeah.
Yes.
He came by that night that Eric wrecked it. He had a trailer.
Just a second.
Oh.
You ran by that very quickly. He came by that night and you said, Eric, that would be him.
That's correct.
He wrecked it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, how did he get his hands on it?
Well, it was left at the house that we were
No,
renting.
you left it at the house. You borrowed it,
Yeah.
right?
Yes, ma'am.
Where did you leave it?
In the garage.
Was he at your house, Mr. Collins?
Yeah, well, he was living there at the time.
Did he ask you if he could use it?
No, ma'am.
So he took it without permission. right, Mr. Collins?
Right.
And what happened when you took it without permission, Mr. Collins?
Well, took it around the block.
Why looking at me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
We took it around the block.
Not we. You.
I took it around the block. Brakes failed. Hit a brick wall. Woke up in the middle of the road with a crushed hand, dislocated knee, and a concussion.
It's a good thing that this is a G-rated show. Otherwise, I would say something like, something happens. You take things without permission, sir. So I would suggest you save your money for your lawyer because you have no case.
Okay.
It would be like you saying, you know, I saw that Rolls Royce just sitting in the middle of the road. And I've never gotten behind the wheel of a Rolls Royce before. So the door was open, and I got in, and the key was on the floor mat. So I took the key and I started it, and took it for a ride, and the brakes failed, and I wrapped up the car, and I was hurt. And then you turn around and sue the owner of this old Rolls Royce because the brakes were bad. What do you think about that?
Well, what could I say?
What could I say, sir? You took Mr. Brooks's property without permission and you wrecked it.
Yes,
when
ma'am.
you wreck it, you pay for it. Does that sound right to you?
Well, yes, ma'am.
Now he's got the drill. See how easy that was?
Like a bird's nest on the ground.
May I see a photograph of your ATV, sir? Did you get this fixed?
No, ma'am, I totaled it out there. I had the estimate, and I could have bought a new one for as much as it would have cost for the parts.
Well, how much did you pay for this one?
I paid $1,800 for it.
When?
I believe it was January last year. After that, I probably put about $600 into it, a new exhaust, tires.
You're suing him for $1,680. How come?
That's about what the worth of it was at the time.
Mr. Collins?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm coming back to you for a moment, sir. You got on the all-terrain vehicle and you took it out of the garage.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, I didn't.
Sorry about that.
You took it out of the garage.
That's correct.
And you were going to just take it for a spin around the street?
Yes, ma'am.
This was on a street, right?
Actually, it was a boulevard, but, you know,
It was a boulevard
same thing.
where the ATV was not supposed to be ridden, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So it's supposed to be ridden on all terrain except city streets, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So aside from taking it without permission, you were breaking the law.
Yes, ma'am.
How far did you get with it?
Not very far.
Well, how far?
Quarter of a mile.
Sir, that's the most expensive quarter-of-a-mile ride you will probably ever have. It's going to cost you $1,680. Judgment for the plaintiff. Thank you very much.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I guess the law is the law, and that's about
Downs versus Nagel Barnett.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have seats, huh?
First, let me advise all of you that I have no intention of going back historically into the ongoing allegations of harassment, restraining orders, etc., that exists between you two people. And I'm going to start on a particular day. And that day is back in February of 2001, when I understand from reading your complaint that all of you appeared in court. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
And on that day in February, you all seem to have come to some sort of at least a temporary resolution of this ongoing harassment that each of you claim that the other is causing you. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Correct. Yes. So you're in court. You received a restraining order against him?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you have a restraining order at that time against them?
No, ma'am.
No. Okay. Everybody's shaking hands saying we hope this whole thing will go away. And then you exit the courthouse. Is that right?
No, I didn't know, ma'am. I did not leave the courthouse yet.
Your car was parked in the parking lot.
Yes, ma'am.
And according to you, you saw the defendant's sons doing something to your car.
No, ma'am, I did not see him until after I was told that they were doing damage to my car.
Who saw it?
My son.
Step up here. Tell me your name.
Michael.
Michael, your dad is in court. You went outside to wait for him?
No, I was in the lobby where
we were getting ready to get the papers, and as I looked around the corner, because I was seeing if the car was okay, the next thing you know, I saw them. They were sitting there kicking the bumper.
Who was?
Jared, Jevin, and Tyler.
These 3 boys?
Yes, ma'am.
All 3 boys?
Yes, ma'am.
Was your car parked there as well?
Yes, ma'am.
How far away from where your car was parked was the plaintiff's car parked?
Okay, the plaintiff's car was parked like in the 3rd parking space on the front of the median. My car was on the back side, about 3 cars down.
So, a good distance away from his car?
Correct.
Step up here, all 3 of you. Names?
Jared Barnett. Tyler Nagel.
Jevin Barnett.
Now, I've read the answer here, and the answer says that you guys were just playing around air karate kicking. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Shh.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Why were you air karate kicking around his car?
Because we were mad because he got away with throwing a softball at my friend Tyler.
So you were mad?
Yes, ma'am.
And you left court, and you went out and found his car. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
And he says you damaged the car.
I didn't.
You didn't. What about you?
I wasn't even near it.
Where were you?
About 5 feet away from me.
You were 5 feet away. You were there.
Yes, ma'am.
Were you air karate kicking the car too?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you know that they were doing that?
No.
You have photographs of the car?
Yes, ma'am.
Where were your parents when you were kicking this car?
They were just leaving.
Were
We
they
came
inside
out.
the courthouse when you went outside?
Yes, ma'am.
You went outside first.
Yes, ma'am. We were going to the car.
Hmm?
We were going to our car.
Which car?
I was going to my car.
But you weren't going to your car.
Yes, I was.
Well, what did you stop at his car for?
We got mad, and so we just started to pretend.
When did you get mad? Between the courthouse door and the time you got to his car, tell me approximately when you got mad.
I was mad
Inside the courthouse?
Yes, ma'am.
So you didn't just get mad, you were mad before you left the courthouse.
Yes, ma'am.
And what about you? Were you mad or you just following?
I was mad too, ma'am.
What were you mad at?
For him getting away.
Getting away with doing what?
Throwing a softball at me, ma'am.
And is that what this case was about that you were in court about?
Yes, ma'am.
Were you hurt when the softball hit you?
Yes, ma'am.
Where did the softball hit you?
On my bottom lower lip on the left.
Mm-hmm.
And I've got a scar.
And what happened? Did the judge dismiss that case?
Yes.
So your sons were angry?
Yes.
You subsequently got a restraining order against them in March.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So that then there are now mutual restraining orders.
Yes, ma'am. Correct.
Okay.
Ma'am. My attorney's paralegal. I have an affidavit from her saying that she was there and
No,
seen
no,
it.
no. I only take witnesses, not affidavits.
Well, she could not be here today because she was at a case with my attorney.
That's not my problem. That's your problem. I don't take affidavits. But I believe your son, and I don't believe the fact that they were angry and they just went outside and air karate kicked it, and as a result of something else, your car got damaged. The car looks like a relatively new car. Is it a new car?
Yes, ma'am. It's a 2000 Buick Regal.
Yeah, and you get absolutely no satisfaction air karate kicking a car. You get satisfaction when you actually kick it, right, Bird?
That's right.
That's right.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Anthony Downs says 11-year-old Tyler Nagel, 11-year-old Jared Barnett, and 13-year-old Jevin Barnett vandalized his car. The children deny the charge.
So how much did it cost you to fix the car, sir? I have a lot of different bills here. Was it $500? Or
That was what we had to pay at the end, yes, ma'am.
was your deductible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay, so now we come to March 8th. You have a counterclaim. Your counterclaim says that he violated the restraining order, and that's the only thing that I'm going to hear. Somebody want to tell me about it?
We do not deny that the boys were in a place where they should not have been, but we are denying all the allegations.
Good, and I find that they kicked his car. I find that based upon several things. Quiet and listen. Okay. I don't believe them that they never came into contact with the car with their shoes or their feet. I believe that they were angry because little brother over here got hit with a ball. They felt it was his fault. Judge dismissed the case. They went outside, and little boys don't get any satisfaction air karateing a car. They get satisfaction if they actually come into contact with the car. And unless the air karate kick fairy did this damage to the car, somebody did it. So I find that they did it. Now let's move to your counterclaim, madam, which is the only thing I'm going to hear right now. Got a restraining order. You say that there was continual harassment after that.
After we filed the restraining order.
How are you related to this case?
He's suing me too because those are my children.
Which children?
This one and this one.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, I was coming home from picking up my son Jared from the roller rink, and I pushed the button to open up my garage door, and he was coming from the side of my yard, down my driveway, and in front of me.
Yes.
So I called her husband, because my husband was gone, and he came over, and then we called the police.
And what happened?
They went over there and talked to him, and he said that he was in bed sleeping at the time, and that there was nothing we could do because there wasn't a third party involved.
So you saw him walk from the side of your house?
Yeah.
What's
Well,
next?
he was running, ma'am.
Running. What's next?
I have pictures where he was on 3 different occasions taking his children to school. I have pictures of him driving by the house where he could have taken 3 to 4 other routes, which were shorter than the one he took, but I feel he took these just to make himself known that he was there.
So he drove his children to school and he could have taken a different route and avoided going on your street. Is that what you're saying?
3
It's
or
not
4
harassment.
different
What's
routes.
next? Anything else?
Yes, ma'am.
I don't want to hear you.
I still have 2 court documents stating that there was no damage to the car.
Listen carefully to me. I find that there was damage to the car as a result of your boys kicking the car. They practically confessed. The only thing they didn't confess to was that their feet, when they were doing the karate kicks, actually came in contact with the car. I don't have to repeat it to you 20 times. They were seen doing karate kicks to the car, and there's damage to a brand new car. Should have watched them more carefully.
Ma'am.
Your counterclaim's dismissed for harassment. Listen to me. The matter was resolved as of February 16th. The only thing that I'm entertaining is the damage to your car. Listen to me very carefully. That cost you $500, right?
And a car rental.
I don't care about
We had
the
to,
car
we had to
rental.
rent a car because it was getting fixed.
Do you think that I believe that when there is an ongoing problem with harassment between 2 families, listen to me very carefully. You're not receiving. When there is ongoing problems with 2 families, like there is with these 2 families involving children, that all the adults aren't a little at fault? I believe that they're all a little at fault. The adults. All the adults.
Can I say something? The day that the restraining order took place is the day that, before this court date, they said I did this to her house.
I'm dismissing her counterclaim for harassment, sir. You have to understand that. If you listened instead of had your own thing going on in your head, you would understand that. I don't find driving down a street or coming from the side of her house harassment. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Now you're in a receiving mode. So being in a receiving mode, I'm telling you, sir, that I believe that when there is an ongoing pattern that requires police, prosecutors, detectives, court personnel to waste their time to deal with childish behavior and adults are involved, you don't get your car rental.
Mm-hmm.
You got it?
But I didn't do the
But
damage.
you do get your out-of-pocket expenses for them kicking your car, which they did. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $500. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
They had beaten Michael up several times.
He was found guilty of assault battery against my son Jared.
They had me down, so I was kicking and punching, trying to get my way out of the fight.
The father should have just broke it up, had boys shaking their hands, and go on with life.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Kettleson versus Kettleson. Step forward, please.
28-year-old cashier Jennifer Kettleson is suing her brother, 25-year-old welder Nathaniel Kettleson, for unpaid loans, the return of her belongings, and damages from an assault. Nathaniel is countersuing for storage fees.
Ms. Kettleson, the defendant is your brother. I've read your papers, your complaint, and your answer. Nowhere in the complaint or the answer do I see the need for any child witnesses, so I'm going to have Bird take this child outside.
Come on, buddy.
All right. According to what I've read, you were living in Alaska with your children. Things weren't going well there. You spoke with your brother. Your brother offered to open his house to you if you wanted to relocate from Alaska to Montana, where he lived with his family. You sold some stuff, packed up the rest, and moved in with your brother. Things did not work out. You got into a major brouhaha with him, either a week or 2 later. According to you, he kicked you out of the house.
Right.
You want him to pay for the following: $500, which is what you say it cost you for a motel to stay with your family. $1,400, which is the amount that you say you had to borrow for airline tickets because someone else said that you could come to stay with them in New York. A couple of $1,000 for your aggravation. In addition, you claim that he had borrowed some money from you.
That's correct.
Several $100s, and he didn't pay you back all of the money. Right?
Correct.
Mr. Kettleson, your brother, has a counterclaim. His counterclaim is you left, and you left a whole bunch of your stuff there, and then he and his family were relocating. Because he was a nice guy, he took your stuff with him when he relocated, and the van wasn't big enough to hold his stuff, so he had to put his stuff in storage, and he wants you to pay for the storage for his stuff because he took better care of your stuff, right?
That's correct.
Are you all nuts or what? Miss Kettleson, if you go and live with somebody, a member of your family, and things don't work out, you believe that there's a contract, and the contract existed between you and your brother to provide a home for you and your children, even if the situation became intolerable? And that's why you believe he's responsible for this $1,900 in expenses you had to move out of his house?
Your Honor, he called me up and he said that we can come down and stay with him. And he seemed very, very polite about it and everything. And he had to convince me to come down.
You're a big adult. Do you think if a living arrangement doesn't work out with a relative, you're entitled to further relocation expenses?
Yes, I do.
Wrong. I don't have to hear anymore. Forget it. That doesn't happen. And your aggravation as a result of that also doesn't happen. You take your chances. You moved from Alaska, where you weren't doing well, to Montana in the hopes that you would do better. Didn't work out, so you moved on. That's not a lawsuit. That's called unfortunate.
Your Honor, he said that he would be sending my stuff to me. I have a letter from him about that, and...
Okay, so he has some of your belongings.
Right.
Fine, let's talk about the loans first. We'll talk about the belongings second. Loans, when did you lend him money?
I lent him money on October 10th, or 18th.
How much?
$300.
Is that right?
That's correct.
Did you pay her back?
I paid $200 of that back.
You have any proof of that?
No.
She says you paid back $150.
Yes.
Wasn't expecting it to go this far.
Okay. What was the next loan? When was that?
October 18th.
What were the circumstances surrounding that loan?
He brought his daughter over so I can watch her and while he went somewhere, and he asked me for $100.
Is that right?
I believe so, yes.
Did you give her back that money?
No, I did not.
Fine. So you owe her $250. That's easy. What else?
It says right here, I will get my taxes back in about 2 weeks. It should be enough to mail your stuff. What do you want me to do with the stuff that you left with Maurice? Don't worry, I am going to send all that you left there.
What kind of stuff do you have?
My computer, my belongings, my
Don't take my belongings.
Anything
Your computer.
and
Okay, my computer, our baby books.
There's no baby books.
Yes, there is. My kids' clothes. I have a leather jacket in there. Picture frames, beanie babies, sleeping bags, all sorts of things.
Okay. Did you send him any money to send you back that stuff?
No, he was supposed to send it with the money that he owes me.
Oh, that's fine. You have all that stuff? That's all packed up?
Yes.
And you owe her $250. Do you
Yes.
think it'll cost more than $250 to send it?
Far more.
How much?
It was $174 a box. She wants it insured and priority mail and everything else with it. It was basically going to round off to about $200 a box to mail
Your
her stuff.
Honor, when I...
Just a minute. How many boxes of stuff do you think you have?
2 boxes, about 3 feet by 3 feet by 3 feet, stuffed full.
And how much do you think that that's going to cost?
About $200 a box to mail it.
So about $400.
About $400 total to mail it.
Do you want to spend that?
No, I went to the post office in Montana and I asked them how much it is, and they said $50 for 70 pounds.
Well, I'm not going to guess how much it is to mail all your stuff back. He's not responsible to you to mail all your stuff back.
He said right here that he will. So he's not responsible.
No, he's not responsible for paying for it. It's your stuff. You left it there.
He owes me the money. He was
Fine, you're not, Miss Kettleson. He owes you $250. What if it costs $500 to mail back your stuff?
It doesn't. I went to the post office and it cost $50 for 70 pounds. I made sure that those 2 boxes were less than 70 pounds.
How did you make sure of that?
Because I know how much I brought down in those boxes.
Miss Kettleson, you're going to have to make arrangements for payments. The stuff is all boxed. He's prepared to turn it over to you. You have to make arrangements to get it. That's your job. Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
Good. In the meantime, he's going to give you the $250 that he owes you, and that may help to defray some of your costs.
He should also pay for the tickets, at least from Montana to New York.
Oh, he's not paying for that at all. I just explained that to you.
Okay, then the hotel and stuff.
He's not paying for that either.
He should have to, because it was his fault that I had to leave. He said, come on down here and stay with me. You can stay with me until you get settled. And then
there was a fight.
Yes. And
it didn't work out. So you left. No. And evidently you left not under terrible circumstances.
Oh, yes, it was.
Well, you said the next day you were babysitting for his daughter.
2 days later.
2 days later, you were
That's
babysitting
his-
for his daughter,
his
which is when you came in.
daughter,
Miss
his daughter.
Kettleson, get over it. He doesn't pay for your airfare. He doesn't pay for your hotel. He pays you the money that he owes you, which is $250, and you make arrangements to get your stuff, which is boxed. Period.
I have to pay $1,349 because for my airfare ticket from Montana to New York because of the way he was to me.
No, no,
The same
Yes.
No, Miss Kettleson.
$1,349 she
No,
could have rented a
shh.
place to live in Montana.
Miss Kettleson, what if you decided to relocate to Paris? And the airfare to Paris is $5,000. You think you should pay $5,000?
If that's the case.
Bye. You count the suits likewise dismissed. It's nonsense.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Ms. Colazo, parties have been sworn in. Judge, you may be seated. Sir, have a seat.
Ms. Wishner, your claim is that the defendant assaulted you in a bar. You claim that she assaulted you both inside of the bar and outside of the bar later in the parking lot. Did you know her before this evening?
No, ma'am.
You had never known her before December 13th?
Yes.
Never spoken to her before?
Never.
Okay. So why don't you tell me about at least your version of what happened that evening?
Several friends of mine, we all decided that we would meet at a local bar, then go bowling, and then go back to the bar afterwards. So we all met, and that's where I was introduced to Marlena by a friend of mine.
Who's Marlena? That's you, Ms. Colazo.
Yes. And we then went bowling.
Who went bowling?
Mike, myself, two friends, Marlena.
So she went bowling with you?
Yes.
Okay.
I never really carried on a conversation with her because I didn't know her. Then after bowling, several hours later, we then went back to the bar to just hang out, have a couple drinks, and just socialize. And that's when Michael had asked me that Kristen was coming down.
Another girl was coming?
Yes. And he had said that she liked him. He asked me if I would go along and say that I was his girlfriend. I said, that's fine. Marlena was on the other side of the bar, sitting with Kristen. They were carrying on a conversation.
So Marlena, Ms. Colazo, was sitting at the other side of the bar with this girl who had a crush on
Michael.
Michael.
Yes.
Okay. Got to get me a scorecard here.
Michael
Go
and I
ahead.
were standing there talking, and before I knew it, Marlena had come up behind me, grabbed the back of my hair, and yanked my head back, and began to yell at me and call me a liar and said that I had lied to her. And
Lied to?
I had lied to her. She
Okay.
said that I lied to her or lied to Kristen. Michael had asked her to leave, so she had left the bar. From there, Kristen came up to me. She's like, I'm really sorry. She's like, you know, we were just standing there having a conversation. She's like, Marlena was supposed to come up and confront you and Michael about the situation, if you were lying or not. She's like, I never expected her to pull your hair.
So Ms. Colazo left because Michael told her to leave?
Yes.
And she left the bar?
Mm-hmm. I wanted to know why she had pulled my hair. I went outside. I was standing there on the edge of the sidewalk. Her car door was open. She was getting into the car whenever I had asked her why she'd pulled my hair.
How far away from you was she when you asked her that question?
I don't know.
Point to
it was-
something in this room.
She was probably like where the flag is behind you, the navy blue flag on the right-hand side.
Okay, so pretty far away.
There was a pretty good distance between us.
Okay.
I didn't leave the sidewalk. I stood there and figured that I would carry on
So
the
you
conversation.
shouted to her, why did you
Yes.
pull my hair?
Exactly. I just wanted to know. I didn't care.
Why did you pull my hair? Is that what you said?
Yes.
Go ahead.
From there, she had shut the car door and began yelling at me. I guess she felt threatened that
Don't
I...
tell me what she felt. She shut the car door and started to yell at you. What did she say?
She just called me a liar and said that I lied to her about the whole situation when I didn't lie to her. I lied, you know, to Kristen. And she approached me.
So she left the car and came to you?
Yes.
Go ahead.
From there, we continued to exchange words, and before I knew it, she had jumped on me and slammed my head up against the car. It was a Jeep Grand Cherokee. I did $400 worth of damage to the car with my head that she bounced off of it. From there, she continued to jump on me and beat on me. She had scraped my face with her nails, pulled my contact out of my eye, and every time I tried to get up and get away, she continued to jump back on top of me. I had a bruise on my left inner leg from continuing to fall. Numerous times I had asked her to get off of me, that I wasn't going to fight her. I tried pushing her away, and when I pushed her away, she then bit me on my hand. And I have pictures if you want to see.
I sure do.
She had bit me on my left hand in between my thumb and my pointer finger. The pictures are really hard to see. I have scars on it from where she bit me. From there, finally somebody came outside and pulled her off me long enough for me to go inside and call 911 and have the paramedics come.
Okay, now you hit somebody's Grand Cherokee, and reading between the lines in your complaint, I gathered that somebody was forced to pay for the damage on the Grand Cherokee. Who was
Yes.
that?
I had to pay $255.19. She was supposed to pay $220.19.
And you want her to pay not only the $255.19 that you paid for the truck, but also for your injuries that you sustained as a result of what you claim was the assault. Okay, did you finish your story?
I have all the medical reports, if you would like those.
No, I don't need them yet, but I may, so keep them handy. All right, Ms. Collazo, let's hear your version of the events.
Okay, everything's true up until the part to where we came over to talk to her. Also, she had talked to me earlier. She said she had no conversation with me at the bar at the bowling alley because earlier that day I had asked her and Mike, were they a couple, in conversation at the bar before we went to the bowling alley. And at the bowling alley, we did talk. I mean, you can't really bowl.
I don't care
Okay,
whether you
I'm just letting you know that we did speak. At the bar, yes, I was talking to Kristen. We were talking about the fact that Mike had told her that her girlfriend was there. And I said, what are you talking about? He doesn't have a girlfriend. She said, well, that's her right there. And I said, no, that's not her girl. It's not his girlfriend. I said, they're making a fool of you, you know? And she's just like, I don't understand all that crying stuff. I was like, well, if you want to, I said, we can go over there and ask her right now, and you can stop sitting here being the, you know, the red thumb here and go on with your business. So we go over to the side of her, and I tapped her. She was turned around. Mike was in between us, and I tapped her on her shoulder, and I asked her the question, and she said no. And she looked at me with this face, and she's just like, well, why do you care? Why do you care? And she started getting loud in the bar. Mike was standing in between us, and he did not ask me to leave. He said, Marlena, I know you're better than this. And I said, I know I am. And I turned around, and I proceeded to leave the bar. I turned around, and she was right there, coming at me, asking me, who do I think I am, and why do I care, and why is this important to me? And she grabbed at me. So what was I supposed to do? Of course I grabbed her and started, I beat her up, but I mean, she had me, you know? And we hit the car, we hit the ground, we rolled around for a little while, and she got someone's cell phone because she was on the phone outside making phone calls, calling me a this, a that, I'm going to jail just because I'm a stupid N-word and this, that, the next, and the other. And I'm like, whatever, I'll wait here for the police. The police came. He said, are you the person who called the police?
Can I see the police report, please?
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Stephanie Wishner says she was assaulted by Marlena Collazo during an argument at a bar. Stephanie claims Marlena rammed her head into the side of a truck.
So you left before the police arrived,
No,
is that right?
No, I left after the police got there. He pulled up right in front of the bar. I was still out front. He looked at me, he said, are you the one who called the police? I said, no. I said, I'm just trying to get my things and leave. He said, okay. And he went inside to talk to her.
Well, according to the police, you left before his arrival. Why didn't you hang around and speak to the police officer?
I was right there when he pulled up, and he asked me, he said, are you the one who called the police?
No, I'm not the one that called the police, but I know about this incident. You knew why the police were there, right?
Yeah.
So why wouldn't you stay around and give your version of the events?
I didn't feel it was necessary.
No? Take any prescription medication?
Do I take prescription medication?
Do you take any prescription medication?
No.
There's no excuse for this. There's no excuse for this kind of an assault. This wasn't a single assault. This was clear. She beat you up. Okay? And she has to be responsible for that. But you also, it seems to me, have some responsibility. There's no question that the two of you had been drinking that evening because you started out at the bar, then you went to the bowling alley where I'm sure you were drinking beer or whatever else they serve there, then you go back to the bar and you're drinking some more. So I'm sure that both of you were feeling a little bit loose. Would that be a fair statement?
Yes, we were drinking.
Okay. That doesn't give you this. You understand that?
Yeah.
And you got involved with something that had absolutely nothing to do with you. You're talking to Christina. Christina wants to know if this boy is actually dating this girl. What does that have to do with you? And what do you have to start trouble for? You tell this girl that they're making a fool out of her? I mean, is that what a mature person does?
Well, they were.
What does that have to do with you? So, you had to pay for the truck? That's part of the cost of being stupid and going out and following her outside. As far as your medical bills are concerned, now I want to see your medical bills and the reports.
This is the hospital report. This is the medical.
You didn't see the doctor, I assume, Ms. Collazo, because you went home before you even spoke to the police. Is that right?
Is it?
Yes. I went home and I went to bed.
Went home and went to bed. Did you go to work the next day?
Yes, I did.
So I assume you weren't injured.
Not to the point where I thought I needed medical attention.
Well, tell me how you were injured at any point.
Okay, I had scratches all over my
Did you have
neck.
any photographs of that?
Did I know I was going to court? No.
Did you? If you had hung around Miss Collazo and spoken to the police, maybe you would have known. Nothing more unseemly than women who drink. Medical bills total $1,160.
Can I speak right now? Mm-hmm. We had a criminal case. She already tried to get me for harassment, but the judge in Pittsburgh dropped the charges.
Well, I'm not dropping the charges. As far as I'm concerned, madam, you owe $1,160. Judgment for the plaintiff.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I'm tired of seeing her in court. This is my third time, and hopefully I don't have to see her ever again.
I really think she was out looking to just start something. And I was the lucky person.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Passariello versus Stillwell. Step forward, please.
Kalia and Vito Passariello are suing DJ company owners Jennifer and Eric Stillwell for ruining their wedding video. The Stillwells say the video was free.
Mr. and Mrs. Passariello, you were getting married, and you hired the defendants as DJs for the wedding. Is that right?
Correct.
And how many hours was the reception?
We had hired them to play for 3 hours.
What did your contract provide for?
$210.
Not a lot of money for 3 hours, right?
Average where we live.
Okay. How did you find them? Did you find them through an advertisement, or did somebody recommend them?
In the phone book, an advertisement in the phone book.
Okay. Had you asked for any recommendations?
We only had 2 months to plan our wedding, and in their
Did they-
advertisement, it says that they do a videotaping for free. And since we were in a hurry, we decided to go with them because we also wanted the videotape. So we chose
Let
them.
me see the ad, please.
We actually have two.
Just a second. So $210 was for the DJ. How many people? One DJ or two?
They told me that there would be one DJ, but there would be someone there helping him.
And was there?
There were 2 other people there with him.
Okay. So that's a pretty reasonable.
Right.
So you're not complaining. Your lawsuit doesn't complain about the DJ services. Your lawsuit says that they were to provide you your event videotaped free.
Correct.
That's what the ad says.
Right.
But not the DJ services. The DJ services you paid for.
Right.
The video was free. And what you're complaining about is the quality of the videotape.
Right.
Right?
And
Say there was
some of the service.
Well, you never like everything that a DJ does, Ms. Passariello.
They lost our first dance song, and they also asked me to make up a song list, and the song list was not played. And we had picked out special music for the cake cutting, and it was not played either.
Ms. Passariello, listen to me very carefully. I have made a lot of weddings. Never is perfect. Did you fire them?
Well, I couldn't send them home and have no entertainment.
Of course not. So you kept them for the 3 hours.
Right.
Fine. So you got your service provided for, because what you're suing them for is not $210. You're suing them for $2,110. You're suing them for 10 times as much as you paid, because you say they spoiled your day because of the video.
It wasn't just that the day was spoiled. My husband is from New York, and his family was not able to attend, and we were counting on this video to include them so they could see, and it's so embarrassing. We cannot.
Then you should have hired somebody who was a professional videoer.
Their ad shows professional this, professional that, and they actually have it in a higher printing that your video service
is free.
Yes, but they're standing
Mr. Passariello, it's ludicrous to believe that you actually thought that you were going to get both a professional DJ and a helper for 3 hours, plus a professional video, all for the bargain price of $210.
That's average where we live. It's not low. It's very average.
So what you're telling me is you can get a professional DJ and a professional video.
I don't know about a professional video.
You're not
because they
following what I'm saying, madam. It's ludicrous to believe that you could possibly expect a professional DJ plus a professional video.
They agreed to provide a video.
They provided you a video, madam. You may not like the video.
Can I show you the
No,
video?
I'm not interested.
It's awful.
Just a second. You should have hired a professional photographer if you wanted a professional video. How is somebody going to do a DJ, pay attention, professionally, as well as videotape an event to your liking, right? You want 2 professionals for $210.
They had 3 people at the event, 1 person to DJ and the other 2. One of the men was standing there with the camera. Now, we're not saying a professional job. We're saying at least an average job. This is
out of the
below
3 hours.
Where do you get standards?
Out of the 3
Just a
hours
minute, where
that
do you
we
get
hired
standards for a free service? That it's supposed to be average, below
I'm sure
average,
it's
above
probably
average?
rounded into the price somewhere.
Did you
I mean,
call
it
for a
can't be
Hey,
free.
Miss Paciarello, I hear a lot of people complaining about wedding events afterwards. Sometimes I rule in their favor. When they hire a photographer and the photographer's pictures are so outrageous, and you've hired a professional photographer, they are successful. But you did not hire a professional photographer. You hired a professional DJ who was giving you as a service, as a free service, a video. I'm going to ask you only one other question. Did you contact, in the course of the 2 months preparation for your wedding, a photographer?
No, his father took all the pictures for our wedding.
So the answer is you did not contact a photographer.
We didn't need to. No.
Good.
Oh,
So I hope,
we
you,
saw-
have,
we
I hope
saw-
you have good pictures. Listen, stop making a mountain out of a
No,
molehill.
can you view the tape, please?
I'm not interested in the tape, madam. There are pictures on the tape. Is that right?
It's a video.
You can't see it. It's so dark you can't see it. And when we're cutting the cake, the speaker for this system, they set their service up right in front of our cake table, and you cannot even see Vito except for the waist down.
You hired a DJ.
But they
You got a
agreed to
free-
provide another service.
They provided another service.
No,
they
they
gave you a
didn't.
video. And the fact that, Miss Paciarello, you're not going to get a dime. Understand that. You hired a DJ for $200 for 3 hours. Did you play 3 hours or more? We played 4.
Play 4. Because they felt bad because they broke our first dance tape.
Fine. Well, that's a just a second. That's a very nice thing. So they played
I
for
told him
4
to leave.
hours. They played for 4 hours. For
But I
200
told him to leave.
No.
Yes, we did. He asked us several times if we wanted him to stay for a half an hour for 35 or a full hour for 70, and I told him no because there was only like
Just a
30
second.
people left.
Just a second. So are you telling me they didn't stay for 4 hours?
They did, but I didn't tell him to. I
didn't
told
ask
him he could
Miss
leave.
Paciarello, get this straight. They played at your wedding for 4 hours for $200. And for that, you also believe you are entitled to a video that is totally satisfactory to you. You are not entitled to that. Did you ever hear the expression, you get what you pay for?
Did you ever hear the
No,
expression?
don't ask me any
"Nothing's
questions.
free"?
That's right.
Number 258 on the calendar, in the matter of Pearson versus Carrico. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ladies, have seats, please.
Miss Pearson, the defendant is your daughter.
Correct.
And your stepdaughter, sir.
That's right. We call her daughter because we've always called daughter, never used the word step.
But you are not her biological father.
Right.
Did she always live with you?
No, ma'am.
Who did she live with?
When John and I got married in 1998, she was a senior in high school, and she didn't want to leave her senior year in high school to move to Florida with us. So I let her live with her grandparents, her father's parents.
So she lived with her paternal grandparents.
Correct.
Last year in high school. Then, according to your papers, she came to live in Florida with you.
She moved out with her grandparents, and then she moved in with her father, and then she got mad at her father, and she left her father, and she was living from friend to friend to friend to friend's house. She didn't have a permanent address.
Whatever, so she came to live with you.
Then she came to live with us, correct.
Your complaint says that she owes you for certain things, because evidently she didn't stay in your house very long. She moved out, and while she was there, she had some dental work. So you say she owes you for her dental work?
Correct.
She owes you for some car insurance?
Correct.
And telephone bill. Okay. When did you go and live with your parents?
June of this year. I moved down there because my mother was sick and I wanted to make a new beginning for myself, so I moved down there to help my mother.
But things weren't going so smoothly for you.
Well, when I moved down there, I did not know anybody, and
No. When you were living with your father and your grandparents, things weren't going so smoothly, is my question.
My stepmother just caused a lot of problems between me and my father.
Did there come a time then that you moved out of your father's house? Were you living with various friends for a while?
I lived with 2 roommates.
Now, you came down in June, and then you started to have some problems with your teeth.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about it.
I moved down there and I started having excruciating pain in my mouth and swelling, and my mother agreed to take me to the dentist.
Just answer my questions. When was this that you started to have this excruciating pain?
About 2 weeks after I moved down there.
And how old were you at that time?
20.
Were you working?
Not at that time, no.
So you took her to the dentist?
Correct.
And she had what kind of problem?
She had wisdom teeth impacted, and one of them in particular, but they all needed to come out.
So what did you tell her?
So it was my husband's thing. He said, we can't leave her in pain.
Absolutely.
He said, Amanda made a big deal, Your Honor, about being emancipated. So she got herself emancipated the year before. So we told her, you emancipated yourself, you're responsible for your own bills.
Just to say, tell me about the dentist. What did you say to your daughter about taking care of the teeth?
We told our daughter before we took her to the dentist that we agreed to take her to the dentist to help her. We also told her it was not a gift, it was a loan. She would have to start paying us back when she got a job.
Did that happen?
They told me that I would have to pay them back, and I said, I cannot afford it. I will wait for my insurance from my new job. And they said, no, we cannot leave you in
that's not
pain.
true.
That we would help you, and when we're down the road, when we're old and need bread and Velveeta cheese, as John said, I could pay them back that way by getting that for them.
What kind of job were you expecting?
I was waiting to hear back from a physician's complex as a referral coordinator, Your Honor.
Did you get that job?
Yes, I did.
Are you still working there now?
No, I do not.
Lost it.
Shh. Okay. Now tell me about the car.
Okay. Amanda was working for this major physician's place in Orlando. I've been very ill and been diagnosed with some severe medical problems, but I was getting up every day, taking her back and forth to work, picking her up from work. My husband thought it was taking too big of a stress on me, and it truly was. So we agreed, we talked to Amanda, because at this point in time, she was doing everything. She was going to work, she was paying off her bills in Indiana, she was doing, basically what she needed to do as a responsible young adult. So she could not get a car on her own. And so my husband and I, we did not want our name on the title of the car. So therefore we chose not to co-sign a loan for her because she has wrecked so many automobiles in the past. And we didn't want to be sued if she wrecked this one. So we took money out of our savings. And
how much?
$7,700 some
$7,700 and some odd dollars.
And you purchased her a car?
We purchased her a car with a 3-year warranty, bumper to bumper.
And that was clearly a gift?
No, ma'am. That was...
Well, that's what I thought parents were for.
It's not part of this suit because it's a contract agreement.
Which she signed.
Okay.
So she
you purchased this car.
$254 to us a month for her car payment, just like she would if she borrowed from a bank or lending institution. And we even only charged her the interest that we was losing off our savings account. We wasn't making money off of her or nothing, just the interest we lost off the savings. So she had a very low interest rate. She has yet to make one payment.
I don't feel that I need to.
Well, I'm not getting into the car because the car is something that you say is not part of the suit, but certainly you are claiming the insurance.
Correct.
Did you pay the full year's insurance at
Yes,
one time?
before, because in the state of Florida, you have to have at least 2 months worth of insurance before you can even take the car off the lot. There again, she had no money.
So how much did you lay out for the insurance?
The insurance came to $404.26.
Okay. And the last bill is phone bill.
Oh, Your Honor. Your Honor, my daughter loves to talk. There's no doubt about it. When she was living in Indiana, my father co-signed to get her a cell phone bill. She ran it up to over $600. That's on her credit
The cell
report.
phone bill was that much because I kept the contract.
Doesn't matter.
Whatever.
So when she came down here to live with us, she started getting involved with the internet people. And this is why she's mad. Because she got involved with people off the internet, and she would call them constantly on the phone. 3-way calling, regular calling, whatever. And she ran our phone bill up to a grand total of $690.32.
No.
Then, Your Honor, she had the audacity before she left to say, well, she paid $100 before, and then she says, she wrote us a check, and right here it is, $250, and then she gave us $50 in cash, and then she was going to pay us the rest. She stopped payment on the check.
Because of the way I was being treated. I do not feel that
so
my mother should sit there and let my stepfather call me a slut and tell me that he thinks the only reason I'm on the internet is because I'm so hard up for sex that I have to meet people off the internet. And when I looked at him and told him I was not a slut, he goes, well, it doesn't sound like that to me. And then time after time told me that I do not deserve to live in their house, that I belong out on the streets, and he's this close from kicking me out where I belong.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Kimberly and John Pearson are suing Kimberly's daughter, Amanda Carrico, for unpaid bills. Amanda says they filed the lawsuit because they don't agree with her lifestyle.
Okay. Sounds to me as if when you came down to live with your mom and your stepfather, they really tried to do what was right in order to get you on your feet. You're 20 years old, still a baby. You have to understand that, Miss Pearson. Still a baby.
Correct.
20, going on 12. I want to tell you something. I have tremendous sympathy for you with regard to two of the bills that you talk about. One of them is for the car insurance.
Correct.
And one of them is for the phone bill.
Right.
Because God knows I've seen some of those in my time. Not mine. Me, take care of your business, no adjectives, no adverbs. You finish your conversation, you go, but I've had teenagers, and they can sit and talk about the color of the moon for 6 hours. I don't have a heck of a lot of sympathy over the dental bill, and I'm going to tell you why. Because as a parent, even when you're talking about a 20-year-old child, she doesn't have any money, and she's in excruciating pain. You don't first negotiate with her that when she gets a job, she's going to pay you back for this dental work, or even put her in a position of saying to you, listen, I'll wait and won't have my wisdom teeth, my impacted wisdom teeth pulled until after I can get insurance. You take care of the bill because that's what you have to do because you're a parent.
Your Honor, let me explain though.
Sure.
Please, on the dental bill, Amanda made such a big issue of getting herself emancipated so that she could get something for nothing.
I don't know what you mean.
Well, I can tell you, she had a scholarship in Indiana to go to any university in the state of Indiana. It's called a 21st Century Scholar. And she basically failed out of the first semester.
Okay.
Okay?
No.
And so she messed up. She got mad because John and I made too much money for her to qualify for federal and state money. And so we let her dad use her dad's income when she applied the second semester for the money. Her dad made too much money. Well, she'll show us she's going to get emancipated, and then if she's got a court document that says she's emancipated, she automatically qualifies for federal money because she doesn't make hardly any money. So there again, she goes to try to get something for nothing.
Well.
But see, then this little lady, you know, she goes and she takes and she takes and she takes.
Miss Pearson, listen to me.
She's got to stop taking.
Just a second. Are you telling me that the reason your daughter didn't go to college is because she didn't get scholarship?
She went to college.
She went to college,
Yeah.
but she flunked out.
No, I did not flunk out.
Well, 1.0 GPA, Amanda, is flunking.
That's not my GPA.
Was below a 2.
Hey. No.
She wasn't there.
What my husband did for her is she said she didn't want to move to Florida because she earned this scholarship and she had to live in Indiana. My husband told her that's bull. He said, you're not limited to Indiana. Amanda, if you want to move down with your mother, he said, I'll pay your way to any college you want to go. I will pay your way. Offered that to her.
He would have asked me to pay that back as well.
No, we wouldn't have. We offered that to her.
Okay, let's get to the dental bill. I don't think it's right for you to say to her as a parent, which is what's causing this conflict, you have to pay for this dental work that was done, even though you had no money at the time. I cannot imagine myself saying that to any of my 20-year-old children. If they were in excruciating pain, having a discussion with them before I took them to the dentist about paying me back once I started working, or else I wasn't going to pay for the bill. I cannot imagine. Quite frankly, I cannot imagine that.
Your Honor,
it wasn't a what if.
To me, that's not.
It wasn't a what if, Your Honor. It was just another point to say, Mandy, okay, we have bailed her out so much. We have bought her so much, bailed her out of her bad check debt. She's got 3 cases in Indiana against her. She's got bad checks all over Florida.
Miss Pearson,
but
I'm
Your Honor,
sympathetic.
but you got to understand, we can't bail her out anymore. She wants to be emancipated and be on her own and be the big girl. Then by George,
Your
step
Honor.
up to the plate and be the big girl.
Well, she's got to be on her own
If
with
they
regard
feel like
to
they keep
what?
giving and giving and giving, and I don't, and I just keep taking and I don't give anything back, then why didn't they quit giving so much long ago if they felt that way?
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Don't act immature. Not here.
That's fine.
It's clear to me that you've gone through a long period of immaturity. Not bad. Immaturity. You've taken on financial responsibilities and you've defaulted on those financial responsibilities that your parents, mother, stepfather, father, have at various times come in and bailed you out of those problems that you had. Is that a fair statement?
Yes, Your Honor.
I have a sense that your mother wouldn't be here today if you weren't assuming a posture of, for want of a better word, arrogance. You did move out of their house.
Yes.
In the home of somebody that you met on the internet.
Yes,
Is that
Your
a
Honor.
fair statement?
Yes.
Okay. As a parent, I'm going to tell you that a parent says, what kind of craziness is that? They worry about it. They think it's not responsible. You don't know this person really other than having a conversation with them over that machine. You may meet them a couple of times. Now, I hope it works out. It's
worked out wonderfully.
Well, for the moment, it's working out wonderful. 6 months from now, I'll see you here and the person here. Trust me on that. Okay. I don't think that your parents are here just because they want money. I think that they're here because they want a certain measure of responsible behavior. And if you ran up a phone bill like that, and if you're driving around in a car and they cover the insurance for the first couple of months, that to me is totally different from taking care of an emergency dental bill.
The dentist was going to let it wait until she got her insurance, but I just couldn't stand to see her in that much pain.
Absolutely right.
And I said to her, Amanda, I can't take it. If you're in pain, we'll take care of it now.
Good. That's what I figured you'd say. Because that's what a parent says.
We love our daughter, Your Honor. We
I
love her enough to
assume
let her
that you
hate us
do.
right
I
now.
assume that you do, and
If
you just
do,
don't
then
understand.
You would let that man say what he said about me, about calling me a slut and calling me street trash.
That's not true.
Numerous
May I
times.
say something, Judge?
Who are you?
I'm Jean.
I know Eugene. Who are you? How are you related to this case?
I'm a friend of Kim and John's. And
No, you can't say anything.
Okay.
I don't think that anything that you have to say will make anything any better between the two of them, and that's quite frankly what I'm trying to do. Make things better between the two of them, not make things worse between the two of them with more accusations. Right now, Ms. Pearson has, quite honestly, at this point, acknowledged the fact that she said to her daughter, I can't stand to see you in pain. Go have the dental work done, and I'll take care of it, because that's what a mother does. I think the insurance on your car is something different, and I think that you should pay them back for that. And I think that the phone bill that you ran up, you should pay them back. And you didn't tell me that you stopped payment on this check that you gave him.
I did because of the way they were treating me, and when I went to get my stuff, it required 3 police officers for me to go get my stuff, because when I arrived to get my mail, my mother and my stepfather informed me I needed to get my mail and leave, and I needed to sign this $76 check that was left over from the insurance they paid. I signed it over to him.
The tax,
I had
we bought your tax.
$131 payroll check, which they had opened, along with my ATM card, my ATM PIN code, and my license plate and registration to my car that they had opened with my name on it.
Amanda, you
And
moved out 3 weeks
told
ago.
me-
If you didn't want us to get your mail, stop payment on. I mean,
told me
stop
before
it.
Miss Pearson.
I left the house that unless I signed that payroll check over to them, they wouldn't even consider giving me my stuff.
That's not
and
true.
they said if I do not leave,
That's not true,
they're
ma'am.
not asking me
No,
to leave,
Miss
they're
Pearson.
telling me to leave.
Miss
And
Pearson.
that they will call the law. And I said, that's fine. I went to walk to my room, and my stepfather got up off the couch and came toward me, and I have no doubt he would have done something about it.
Amanda,
And
he
she
didn't
was
even
there.
move.
Miss Pearson.
She was there.
Don't speak to her. She's made up this thing in her head, and you're not going to get it out of her head right now. Amanda, you have one mother. You will have one mother your whole life. Before they moved to Florida, did you live with your mother?
Yes,
And you lived with your mother for how long?
for all my life.
And she took care of you?
To the best she could. Yes, she did.
And then when you decided to stay, she kept in touch with you while you were living with your grandparents?
Off and on, causing problems and stuff. But yes,
Well, that's your perception of it. Kept in touch with you when you were living with your father?
a little.
And during that time, you were having some problems.
Yes.
And then when push came to shove, they said, come down. They took out almost $8,000 and bought a car for you. Now, the fact that they expected you to pay for that once you got a job, that's not unreasonable. So I don't think that your mom's a bad gal. I think that she's probably wrong for having brought this matter to a court. But I think she has a certain frustration because I assume since you moved out, you haven't spoken to each other.
No.
But when push comes to shove and you need a kidney, you only have one mother. The mother and stepfather, they're going to take care of your dental work because that's what I think that they intended to do anyway. And I sort of believe the statement about Velveeta cheese that you made a little while ago. You know, when we're old and we need you, you'll pay us back. But I think that you're responsible to take care of the car insurance on a car that you're currently driving and for a phone bill that you racked up. I also think that you might want to take this opportunity to at least open up a dialogue with your mom. You have brothers and sisters?
Yes, one, I have a 14-year-old that's living with them, which they informed me that they were going to keep away from me by putting a restraining order against me for.
Okay. Things are hot. You got to bring them down a decimal. You got to look around where you are today and say there are a lot of terrible things going on in this world today. And these irritations that I'm having compared to everything else that's going on really don't amount to anything. and the importance of family, the importance of staying together and being close to each other and having each other for support is really the most important thing you can do now. Otherwise, you're alone. So I have a sense that's really what your mother wants, and that's why she brought you here, maybe to open up a little bit of a dialogue. So, Amanda, you're young. Young people take longer to get over anger, especially when they feel as if they've been disrespected. Trust me, just think about thousands of people that don't have an opportunity to make up with their mothers. Okay? Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,094, which represents the phone bill as well as the $404 for insurance. Thank you.
Judge, you may be seated, ma'am. Have a seat. You're welcome, Judge.
Mr. Sokar, the defendant is your former wife.
Yes, ma'am.
When were you married?
October 21st, 2001.
And you have a child together. Your child was born when?
May 12, 1999.
It's a girl. So
Yes,
the
ma'am.
time your daughter was born, you were not married. You married when she was about a year and some months old. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
And when did you divorce?
I don't remember. It
July
was
3rd of 2001. We were actually married in 2000.
Were you living together at the time your daughter was born?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that right?
Yes, we were.
This is your complaint, Mr. Sokar. At the time your daughter was born, your former wife was receiving some sort of Medicaid.
Yes.
And the state of Kansas says that they spent $6,000 for the medical bills that surrounded your daughter's birth. According to you, you negotiated with them and got that amount down to $3,000, which you've been forced to pay.
Right.
You want Ms. Van Dorn to reimburse you $1,500, which is her half of the medical bills for your daughter's birth. That's what the case is about.
Right.
Right?
Yes, ma'am.
So, there are certain facts that we can stipulate are true. A, you were living together at the time your daughter was born. B, that there is no question that the state has taken $3,000 from your salary or whatever for the baby's birth. Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
That there's no question you are the father of this child.
Right.
So, Ms. Van Dorn, I would like you to tell me why you don't feel, as the mother, that you're responsible for half of the medical bills.
At the time that I was pregnant, I was 19 years old. As I said, I was working part-time. I was also going to school full-time, not eligible for insurance. So I did get assistance from the state. At the same time, Mr. Sokar, who was living with me, but in a house that my dad was paying rent for, my dad basically supported me the entire first year that after we had moved from Los Angeles. And I told Mark I was moving to Kansas with or without him because I needed the support of my family. He'd even suggested me to get an abortion on at least one occasion, at least twice. He obviously didn't want to take responsibility for the child from the get-go. So my opinion was that, you know, I didn't know how long he was going to be sticking around. He obviously wasn't dependable. He couldn't keep a job.
Was he working?
He was not working. He had started to...
Well, now let's talk about now. Mr. Sokar, do you see your daughter regularly?
I see her every 2 weeks.
Overnight?
Yes, ma'am.
And you exercise that visitation regularly?
Yes, ma'am. I try to.
Try to is not an answer. Is there any reason?
When she shows up sometimes.
Your Honor, it's not that I'm not showing up. It's that he calls with absolutely no excuse several hours before, you know, not even giving me any notice that he's not going to show up, and yet continues to take me to court to fight for more visitation, and he's not even following through with it. He's not showing up.
All right, but there is a court order of visitation
Yes,
every
there
other
is.
weekend.
Yes,
And what is the support order?
It is $255 a month.
When was that order made?
It was made in...
It was part of our divorce decree. It was scheduled payments for to begin in April 1st of 2001.
Is that correct, sir? That $255 a month was to
Yes,
commence April 1st,
Yes, ma'am.
2001.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you current in your support payments?
No, I'm not.
You're not?
No, I'm not.
How far behind are you?
I'm about 6 months behind.
It's more like over a year.
I'm 6 months behind, ma'am.
Just a second. Why are you 6 months behind?
Because I didn't have a job, ma'am.
How did you support yourself?
Unemployment.
So how much did you get from unemployment?
I was getting about $250-some a week.
So why weren't you paying $255 a month for your child?
Because I had a rent to pay, I had a car payment, plus I was paying off my...
Who cares about your car? Sell it. Who cares about your car? Who cares about your car, your gas, your insurance? Who cares about those things? You have a child.
Truth is, he's
Shh. Well, you know how much $255 a month is times 6? Mr. Sokar.
No, ma'am, I don't.
$1,530.
Okay.
May I speak,
But-
Your Honor?
No. She says you're more behind, but you say you're 6 months behind. 6 months behind is $1,530. You want $1,500
I'm still fighting
from her.
for that.
Fighting for what?
My child support payments.
Yeah.
And they're garnishing them right now as we speak.
Well, they should. Of course they should, because you stopped paying.
They're doing it right now.
How much are they garnishing? $255 a month?
Nope, they're about to garnish almost $400 a month now.
Way to go.
I think so.
Way to go. And that's if you don't quit this job when they start to garnish.
Right.
How many times have you done that?
What's that?
Have you ever quit a job, Mr. Sakar?
No, ma'am, I have not.
You've never quit a job?
No, ma'am.
He just gets fired.
Oh, well, that's a possibility. Quitting gets fired. Well, you had to get fired if you collected unemployment insurance. How long did you collect unemployment for?
For about 7 months.
So it's probably more like 7 months that you didn't pay child support.
No, but I was paying her too sometimes.
What do you mean you were paying her too sometimes? What does that mean?
I mean,
Your Honor, I've never received
like
any
giving her
direct payments
cash,
from
like
him.
clothes for my daughter and
I don't care
diapers and
about
everything else
clothes.
too.
I don't care about clothes, diapers, formula, whatever.
No.
Cash money.
No.
Cash money. TFT. As my grandmother used to say. Tachasaf and Tish. Put it right there, in the bank. If you can't put it in the bank, it's not support. Do you
Yes, ma'am.
understand, Mr. Sakar?
Sure do.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Mark Sokar says ex-wife Jennifer Van Dorn owes for half the cost of their child's birth. Jennifer claims Mark doesn't pay child support.
I'll tell you what I'm going to do, sir. When you're all caught up on your arrears, all caught up, whatever the court says that your arrears are,
Yes, ma'am.
I'm not going to finally dispose of this case, Mr. Sakar.
Yes, ma'am.
What I'm going to do is dismiss it without prejudice. When you're all caught up in whatever millennium that is,
Yes, ma'am.
in your child support, you feel free to come back here and sue your ex-wife for the $1,500 that you claim
Sure.
she owes you for half birthing of your daughter. Do you understand?
Sure
Isn't
do.
that fair?
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful. Goodbye.
Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I just think it's ridiculous that he's coming after me for something several years ago when he's not currently supporting his child.
Because I lost my job, that's why.
It's obvious that he's not taking a responsible role as a father.
Well, I think she's pathetic.
In the end, he's still trying to get money out of me when I'm the one who deserves the support for my daughter.
I think she's a liar.
He's probably never going to be able to have a steady job to get any support.
Don't trust a woman like her.
I'm looking at a completely undependable father for my daughter.
She never let me see my kid anyways.
He's just desperate for money because he can't keep a job.
She's full of it.
Any job he can get, they're completely garnishing for this. He'll never have any money.
I still won.
Basically, his girlfriend's taking care of him while he sits at home and does nothing.
No, no.
She's going to figure out very soon that he is not there for her.
She wants more money for herself.
His true intentions are just to pick fights with me.
I'm done.
I wish I had a dependable father for my child.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Morin versus Hastings. Step forward, please.
Piano teacher Rebecca Morin is suing her former friend, Shannon Hastings, for the return of maternity clothes and baby's things. Shannon says the items were a gift.
Ms. Morin, according to what I read, you claim a loan to the defendant. And the loan was some maternity clothes and baby equipment because she was pregnant and you thought it would be a nice thing to loan her your stuff. You want it back. Ms. Hastings said there was never a loan of these things, that you gave them to her, and either she doesn't have them anymore or she feels as if she should be able to keep them. How did you know her?
We had several friends in common. I knew some people that lived across the street from her. They took piano lessons from me. I also knew her child care provider for her children. So, and that is how I met her.
What prompted you to make the loan of this baby equipment?
I had known the defendant for about 2 years. When I first met her, she was married to my witness here. They had 2 preschool-age little boys, and she had just found out that she had a brain tumor. Their family went through horrible things for the next couple of years. She was told by her doctor that she would not be able to have children, and she had given all her baby things away.
So far, is everything she said correct?
Not everything, not about how we met.
Is it urgently important?
No.
Good. So far, everything is about right.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Anyway, my heart went out to her when I found out that she was expecting a baby.
When was that, Ms. Moore?
That would have been
Fall of 2000.
fall of 2000, yes, thank you.
Tell me what items you gave her.
I gave her a crib, I gave her an infant car seat, I gave her a toddler car seat, I gave her an exerciser. Then there was also a playpen, there was also a swing, and then all the maternity clothes as well.
How many children did you have?
I had 2.
Were you planning on having any more?
There wasn't a plan, no.
How many do you have now?
I'm expecting 1 in 2 weeks.
Look great.
Oh, thank you.
So now you want your things back for yourself?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, the maternity clothes you're not going to be able to use anymore anyway.
Correct.
but the other items you could use.
Certainly.
Will you use them?
Certainly.
Okay. So, I gather you're not married to the same husband anymore. because
Well,
the
the divorce is
husband's
still
over here.
pending, which is...
So you're separated?
Yes.
And the 3 children?
They live with me.
Your baby is how old?
2 years old. 2 weeks ago.
Still use the crib?
Well, not that crib, but yes, he's still in a crib.
Where's the crib?
The big rail in the front broke, and so we had to get a new one out of the paper for like $50.
So you don't have it anymore?
Right.
Well, it went through 1, 2, 3 babies. Happens. Miss Moran wants the rest of her things. Why shouldn't she have them?
Well, basically, what was left out was that we met through the church, that it's a Baptist church that we went to. Upon filing for divorce, the church decided that they could no longer support me because I'm the devil's spawn. They don't believe in divorce, and so everybody basically just turned their back on me and said that if I followed through with the divorce, they could no longer support me.
When did you file for divorce?
Gosh, almost, it'll be 2 years this coming October.
2001.
He's very good with dates. He may be not so good with other things, I'm not
Right.
sure, I don't know, but he's
You got
dates.
that.
Okay.
I mean, they performed church discipline on me without even telling me, basically saying that no one could
Your
support
Honor,
me
that's
anymore.
not true.
That's what I was told. That's what I was told.
That is not true. And that has nothing to do with the case.
Well,
that's her perception of why you want your things back after
Exactly.
2 years.
Now, he was trying to get 50-50 custody, and we were having family services go through each of the homes. At this time, he only had Sam, the baby, in a playpen, no crib. So it was like 2 days before this family study was going to be performed, when he dropped off the children, he said Rebecca would like me to have the crib and things. And I said, well, then I'll talk to Rebecca.
Did you ever have a discussion with him about those things?
Yes.
Tell me about that conversation.
Before I ever loaned it to them, I had discussed it with the defendant. I had also discussed it with him that I wanted those things back.
The question is, had you told Mr. Hastings
Correct.
that he could have these things instead of his wife?
Oh, no, I did not say that to him. I did tell him I would like them back. I told him I didn't need them right away because I wasn't due until April. And so after the first of the year, then I began asking for him for those things back. That was January of 2003.
Okay. What is it that you want him to testify to, Mr. Hastings? Tell me before he stands up, because I don't necessarily think it's a good idea for him to be testifying against his soon-to-be ex-wife. They have children together. If we can avoid that, that would be a good thing. So would you please tell me what it is that you think he can contribute to this case?
That it was a loan, and he's got an email here that he had exchanged with the defendant.
Oh, well, I'll see that.
Okay.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Children didn't ask for you to get married, and the children didn't ask for you to get divorced. So you're supposed to make it most comfortable for the children, because in the words of my father, 2 innocent people shouldn't suffer for what 2 guilty people did.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Rebecca Moran says former friend Shannon Hastings won't return her maternity clothes and baby's things. Shannon says there was never an agreement to give the items back.
Are those what are left of her maternity clothes? I don't think she needs them anymore, but she should have them. Sure. So give them back to her. Ms. Hastings, having been through the drill of optimum utilization of maternity clothes, you know, they're sort of passed around from family to friends, so that you don't use an extra saucer just once for one child or 2 of yours. You can use it until it goes.
Right.
Use it as much as possible. But it seems to me at this point that Ms. Moran was very generous to make these things, let us say, available to you.
I agree.
Now, the crib is no longer there, so you can't have it back. And certainly there was no agreement, Ms. Moran, that she would replace anything that broke. Is that right?
No, but it was certainly understood that I wanted my things back.
Of course, but what happens if something broke?
Well, I would think she would have the courtesy to at least call me, return my calls, and
She
tell me it's
absolutely
broken.
should have. She absolutely should have. But I have a feeling there's lots more there. That she felt as if she was shunned by the church when she made a decision to divorce. It's been a difficult year or so between these 2 people, going back to court, the issues of custody and all that entails. You know, do you send clean clothes or dirty clothes? When do you pick up? When do you drop off? All kinds of ridiculous things. With regard to that, and I digress for a moment, all I can say to you is, children didn't ask for you to get married, and the children didn't ask for you to get divorced. So you're supposed to make it most comfortable for the children, Because in the words of my father, 2 innocent people shouldn't suffer for what 2 guilty people did. Right?
Yep. Totally agreed.
You have 3 children. Try to make their lives as pleasant as possible, and you have to understand whoever is going to have primary custody should have a clear head. So if that's your wife, sir, if she's the primary custodian for the children, you don't want to make her crazy. And if he's going to be spending time with the children, a good deal of time with the children, which he absolutely should, you shouldn't want to stretch him to the limit.
Right.
Also understood?
Definitely.
Okay. So that being said, and whether you've listened to it or not is irrelevant. Whatever you have left of the maternity equipment and child equipment, you should give back to her. She needs it now.
Now, can I say that she added here a playpen and a swing. The letter she sent me certified, she never even stated those. I was never given a playpen and a swing. He has a playpen that the baby sleeps in. So I don't know if that's something that he got from her, but it's not in the letter either.
That's correct. He had 4 items, but he returned them to me within a week of me asking for them. She's never called me. I called her for 6 months.
The baby still sleeps in the
She
playpen.
has never returned my calls. She will communicate with me.
Okay. So what do you have left?
I've got an extra saucer.
Good, that goes back.
That's fine. And I've got a car seat. He had the infant car seat. He had the playpen and the swing that I never had.
So you have those 2 items?
Yes.
And these clothes. Okay, so what I want you to do is, I want you to clean them up really nicely, because they are in otherwise good condition.
Sure, yeah.
Okay. And drop them off.
Okay.
Easy. Okay?
Your Honor, can I say that these aren't even my clothes? These are not my clothes.
Listen to me. The maternity clothes you didn't ask for 2 years. I mean, I didn't want to get into this, but you seem like a really nice lady. The maternity clothes you didn't ask for in 2 years. You don't need them now, certainly, because you're going to have your baby.
Correct.
Right?
Right.
She finished using them 2 years ago. If you had wanted them back, you shouldn't have called her 6 months ago. You should have called her 2 years ago, year and a half ago.
More
and
than
said,
that.
Listen, 2000, now we're in 2003. I would like my maternity clothes back.
But, Your Honor, I did tell her this was a loan.
No, listen to me. You're not following what I'm saying to you. What I'm saying to you is, if you wanted your maternity clothes back, when was your baby born?
He was 3 months premature. He was born in March of 2001.
Okay. So you had 2 years. Pick up the phone. Baby's born in March 2001.
I never even
say,
used
hi,
them.
don't need the maternity things anymore. Congratulations. I'm really glad that you had baby. Baby is nice and healthy. I'm going to come over and pick up my maternity clothes. You chose not to do that. Let them sit in her closet or wherever they were. Maybe she gave them to somebody else to use. Who knows? But you certainly weren't vigilant with the maternity clothes. The other things she used afterwards. So I'm having her return those things to you, but don't push it with regard to the maternity clothes. You were not vigilant in taking them back. Perhaps you didn't expect to use them again. In any event, that's my decision. Those things go back to you.
Parties are excused.
Thank you,
You
Your
just step out. Now, this is case number 116 on the calendar in the matter of Pelletier versus Kane. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat, please.
Mr. Pelletier,
Yes.
it was your brother who was married to the defendant?
It was my wife's brother, Your Honor.
Your brother was married to the defendant at the time of his death.
Yes, Your Honor.
However, it's a rather long story before that, according to your complaint. According to your complaint, your parents were also alive, and there came a time when they came to live with you?
Yes.
And they came to live with you because they were in failing health?
Yes.
And at the time they came to live with you, your brother was living with them.
Right.
He had suffered a breakdown of some sort, and he was living with and being cared for by his parents.
Yes.
So you decided to take your mother, your father, and your brother into your home.
Yes.
Shortly thereafter, your father passed away. Is that right?
Yes.
And shortly thereafter, your mother passed away, several months later, leaving your brother. You okay? Your brother was, for both ladies, or
No, I don't need one.
your brother was visiting someone, and he suffered a heart attack?
No. He was in jail in South Carolina.
He was in jail?
Yes.
After we had got him out of the hospital, Your Honor, his last day in the hospital in November of '99, he was very bad off, and we still
He
tried
was
to
in a
make...
psychiatric hospital?
Yes, it was, ma'am. We still try to maintain some semblance of living for him, and we still maintain the apartment that we had gotten for her mom and her dad, and we left him in there, let him stay in there. We supplemented his income and helped him with his monthly expenses. He had, one evening, had taken his mother's automobile and left without telling anybody. I received a call on a Saturday afternoon that he had been incarcerated in South Carolina for some frivolous type crimes up there.
And how did he die in South Carolina?
He committed suicide in the jail, Your Honor.
Okay, and what did you do?
We were notified by the Clarendon County Jail that evening, and I immediately called the defendant, his estranged wife, and let her know that he had committed suicide, that he was dead. And we had several subsequent conversations over the next couple of days, and we had started making the arrangements, and that we were going to travel to South Carolina to pick up whatever personal effects he had left, along with his remains. And I had talked to the coroner up there, and we had made all the arrangements. I had very nice conversations with Mrs. Kane. We agreed, we bought her a plane ticket to come to Florida. We was going to let her stay in our home. We had a service planned for January 14th. We arrived in South Carolina on January 11th that afternoon, stayed there that evening. 9 a.m. I had an appointment with the coroner, the medical examiner.
Was Mrs. Kane there?
No, she was not.
Go ahead.
9 a.m. we walked in, and he was there with the chief of police. And they were very sad to inform us that they'd been notified the day before that Mrs. Kane had already obtained a lawyer in Sumter, South Carolina, pursuing charges, and that they notified the funeral home that if they released his remains to us, they were going to take legal action against them. So, Your Honor, in the 30 years that I've been married to this lovely woman, that was absolutely the hardest thing that I have ever had to do, was to leave there. And there were tears in everybody's eyes that day, that we could not leave there with his remains.
So tell me exactly what you are suing her for.
There was a loan that the defendant had with my wife's parents, a $2,500 loan that they had gotten from my wife's parents in November of 1997, which they were making regular and reoccurring monthly payments. And I have a detailed log of that my wife's mother kept. It's in her handwriting. It's not an agreement, but it's a very detailed ledger log that she recorded every payment she received from the defendant.
Well, the defendant says that she and her husband were in fact making payments on this loan until after your father-in-law died. She says that your mother-in-law then said to her, you don't have to bother to make any more payments on this loan. Is that what your defense is?
I understand that, Your Honor. I had a conversation with Mrs. Kane, my wife's mother, Sarah Kane, in July of 1999. We were helping supplement her income also, and we had a discussion about this, and she was depending on that money to live on. She was on a very fixed income, and I told her then that she needed to notify the defendant and tell her to keep on making those payments.
Is there any evidence that after July she resumed making the payments?
No, there is not. The logbook goes up to July.
So then, what you're saying is there was, in fact, in all probability, a conversation with her about not making the payments, because you told her that she should resume making the payments because you couldn't continue to subsidize her.
Exactly.
Well, but there is no information that she did, in fact, tell her the loan is not forgiven.
No, there is not, Your Honor.
Well, then,
there is not.
Clearly, from the evidence that you have just presented to me, it is a problem, because if the payments stopped on or about the time of your dad's death and did not resume, and you clearly, Mr. Pelletier, had a conversation with your mother-in-law and said to her, well, you can't let her stop making those payments to you.
Right.
That means she must have said to you, I told her she didn't have to make the payments anymore. Because your response was, well, you have to tell her she has to start making the payments again.
Exactly.
But then there's no evidence that she did.
That's correct, Your Honor.
Okay. So then let's not deal with the loan. What else are you suing Ms. Kane for?
After that point in time, after January 12th, Mrs. Kane stopped taking all of our phone calls concerning the arrangements or what was going to happen. So we canceled the service in Florida and never was able to talk to her. On January 26th, I received this letter from Mrs. Kane informing us, and it's here in the letter, that she wanted us to go to South Carolina again, pick up the ashes, bring them to Florida, and have a service. I immediately called the funeral home, and they informed me that no, indeed, that was not the case. The following Monday, I received a call from the defendant's daughter saying that, well, now she's changed her mind again. On or about February 1st, I made another phone call to the defendant. I told her, I said, Diana, it's been a month since you left his remains at the funeral home. We need to do something. We're in grief, and it's a very, very hard time. So finally, I called and I talked to who's the head of the funeral home. I said, I'm sending you a check for $1,485. I want you to send the ashes to Maine. And we had moved the whole service and planned a big service up in Maine on February 5th. We traveled to Maine on the 4th and get to the church, our family church, on the 5th, and all the friends and relatives were there. The ashes were not there, and the defendant was not there. To this day, Your Honor, we still do not know the whereabouts of the ashes or any of it.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
They had forged my dad's name and draw out all of his money out of his account on the day of his death. And he said to me, call your lawyer and do not press charges on my wife for forging the checks. The day of his death, they did this.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Reggie and Linda Pelletier say their sister-in-law, Diana Kane, owes them for an unpaid loan and for her husband's funeral expenses.
Okay. Tell me, Mr. Pelletier, what money you're suing her for?
We are suing her for the $1,485 that we paid to the funeral home.
Well, did she agree, Mr. Pelletier, that you could make the arrangements to have the ashes sent to Maine?
Oh, absolutely. I talked to her on the phone, her and her daughter, and on February 1st, I spoke to both her and her daughter. Said, I'm sending a check, Federal Express, to the funeral home. The ashes are going to be shipped out immediately. We posted the obituary in the paper and informed her.
Okay, no, but did she say okay? Or did
Yes,
you
she
just
did.
tell her?
No, she said okay, that was fine. She wanted us, I said, we need to have a service, and we shipped the ashes to Maine, and she agreed to that.
Did you agree to that? Hmm?
No, I did not.
What, you want to talk?
Yes.
Who are you?
I'm her daughter. I'm Melissa Ordway, and I've been with my mom, and I've been doing the phone calls with Reggie. I had a phone conversation, I believe it was on February 5th, I believe, pertaining to the ashes. We agreed, I remember my mom writing that letter for us to go to, I believe, Florida and spread the ashes on in the ocean. Only did we receive that they had forged my dad's name and draw out all of his money out of his account on the day of his death. And only he said to me, he said, I will send the check, Federal Express, right now, if you call your lawyer and do not press charges on my wife for forging the checks. That was what he said to me. It was not an agreement. That's how it went.
Okay. Let's deal with these checks because this is part of a counterclaim. Did you ever draw money out of your brother's account?
Yes, I did.
Absolutely, Your Honor.
Okay. When was that?
That was on February 6th, Your Honor.
There was January 5th and there was January 10th. And we have the checks here.
Can I see the checks?
Where are the checks from?
Your Honor, we have the deposit slips where we had deposited the money in his account.
I'm going to take a look at everything, sir.
The day of his death, they did this.
And I had the checking account on back. They forged my husband's name, and they put their money in their checking account.
See, my mom has been going through a lot. She's a lot, so I've been standing by her through all this. Now, also is, during the phone conversations, there was a matter of 25 phone. I've never spoken to Linda. I've never met her before, and it was nice meeting you. Reggie, I had spoken to Reggie because since they had drawn this money out of my dad's account, I figured that was enough to pay for the funeral, for the coroner and for the cremation. They refused. They refused to have that money. That was their money.
So tell me, where did this money come from where do you claim it came from his account?
He got, sorry.
There was $920, Your Honor, that was acquired from the estate account of Sarah Kane for the month of November and December. The balance of that was $800 that was in his account. The $2,588, as you can see, we deposited in his account.
From where?
That was the proceeds from a life insurance policy, of which he was entitled to 1/4 of that.
So that's his 1/4?
No, his 1/4 of the $2,588.
So why did you deposit the whole thing in his account for?
We deposited the whole thing in his account so we could disperse it out of his account. That's the way his mother wanted it.
Well, that makes it a little too complicated, sir. But even if you deposited that money in his account, this becomes his money. You can't, by law, write a check and sign his name. You understand that?
I understand that, ma'am.
Okay, so you can't do that. And if there was money put into the account $800 was
That's
his?
correct.
Was his?
Yes, it was.
Okay. And according to you, 25% of $2,500
Exactly.
would have been his.
Exactly, Your Honor.
Right? Which more than covers this $1,485.
That is correct.
Right? So that would at least make this a wash with regard to money.
Correct.
Right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Is there any way I could show you some pictures of their home with my dad?
No.
No?
For what?
To see a picture of Fred.
No, I don't have to see Fred.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Reggie and Linda Pelletier say their sister-in-law, Diana Kane, owes them for an unpaid loan and for her husband's funeral expenses.
Now, Ms. Kane, you have a counterclaim for these checks and for a lot of mental anguish.
Yes.
So I have a few questions for you. How long had it been since you hadn't lived with your husband?
I lived with my husband for 2.5 years. But I was going to Florida to see my husband.
When were you married?
June 21st, 1996.
So you weren't married very long.
But we've been 4 years this month.
But you didn't live together for 2 years.
Due to his parents being...
Just a second. You didn't live together for 2 years. He lived with his parents.
Right.
You were separated from him for a while. He had a mental breakdown?
He had a breakdown back in January 27, 1997. He was home with me.
And after that, he went and lived with his parents for a while.
And he came back home.
What?
Okay. He had gone to Florida because Nana and Papa were sick.
He stayed there.
Right, he stayed there with
all right.
Nana
He was
and Papa.
separated from your mom.
Right, they lived in
Okay.
different residents,
They-
yes.
That's what separated means. He was
Right.
separated from your mother.
Right.
Is there currently a lawsuit against the state in South Carolina that was filed by you or your mother on behalf of your father's estate with regard to him committing suicide while in the jail?
Yes, we...
Okay. I know that.
Can I elaborate a little bit more?
No, you don't have to elaborate. I could have told you that. You hired a lawyer, and the lawyer said if you
Okay.
commit suicide while you're in jail, that means the county is negligent, and that means that you have a good lawsuit.
Right.
And you hired a lawyer for that.
That's right.
Okay. What's the status of that case?
We're not too sure of it right now.
Okay. Can I finish Reggie's case, please?
No, not necessary. They're not getting any money because these
Okay.
checks covered that money.
Is there any way I could show you some pictures of their home with my dad?
No.
No? I'm just saying.
For what?
To see a picture of Fred.
No, I don't have to see Fred.
Okay.
Pay attention.
Okay.
This is all about money.
It shouldn't be.
It is all about money.
Okay.
That's what it's about. That's why you hired a lawyer.
Right.
To sue, right?
Right.
Where are Fred's ashes? That's what I want to know.
I bought an urn.
What?
I bought an urn for my husband.
Where are they now?
They're at home right now with me.
Yes. Yeah.
Miss Pelletier, I'm going to just try to make you feel a little bit better, if I can. I got this case. I got it. Did your brother have any children?
No,
Do you know if he had a will?
No, he did not.
He died intestate, Your Honor. No will.
If he died intestate, you understand, even if he was married to this lady for an hour, she has the right to make the funeral arrangements, she has the right to take the ashes or the body, she has the right to do all of that, even though he was your brother for a lot longer than an hour. Be nice if you could see the ashes, they're really not important.
I know I put my mom and dad in the same bay, and that's where he would have wanted to go.
Okay. But you can't make that judgment because that's not what the law says. The law says you cannot make that judgment. The law says that the person who is the next of kin, and in this case, even if they were separated, she's the next of kin. And she's permitted to make those... Stop playing with the papers over there.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Now, how long did you know Fred?
I knew Fred since 1995.
So for a very, very short period of time, you knew Fred as an adult. He didn't raise you. He didn't raise you. You met him in 1995. According to your mother, in 1997, which is less than 2 years, he had a nervous breakdown.
Right.
So don't tell me about the love that you had. All right? That's her brother.
That's right.
If anyone should be involved in making the arrangements and making sure that his last wishes would have been fulfilled, your mother should have consulted them and done that. She didn't. Everybody got very excited and very involved about hiring a lawyer and suing the county where he committed suicide. His memories and his soul are most important.
That's right.
You have that. And there is nothing that any court is going to do to make you feel better about that. You know, your husband is very articulate. He told the story very well. This was the wrong thing to do. I understand how it happened. I would assume that nothing is going to come of it. It should not. But you never can tell when people are interested in money. You never can tell what they're going to do.
That's correct.
Don't worry, she's not going to jail. That's all.
Part 72 on the calendar, the matter of Watson versus Martinez. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat, please.
Miss Watson, you claim a loan to the defendant in the amount of $1,400 for a couple of things. To bring his daughter out for a visit and then to help pay his mortgage. In addition to that, you claim that he defrauded you out of $500, some sort of an investment. You want that money back. You want a total of $1,900.
Yes.
Mr. Martinez says that he did in fact take some money from you, but that money was a gift, that you insisted upon giving it to him because he had fallen on some difficult financial times, and that the $500 investment that you made in his business was just that, an investment that didn't work out, and you lost your money. How do you know him?
We met at a charity ball, and I met him during a function.
When?
I believe December of 2000.
When did you first give him money?
July of 2001.
What kind of relationship did you have with him between December of 2000 and July of 2001?
We were involved very closely in that we were friends and intimately associated.
You considered yourself his female friend?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now tell me about the first loan.
The largest loan was $1,000 because he was behind on a mortgage payment.
Tell me about it.
Well, I just felt sorry for him and went ahead and told him that he begged me for the money, and I told him...
Tell me. Let's start from the beginning. He came to you, you were out for dinner, you were out someplace, he said to you, I'm behind in my mortgage. I want to know exactly how it came about.
No, he had been telling me along that he had had some money problems, and his girlfriend wasn't able to help him with his money problems, and that she was taking a lot of money.
So he had a girlfriend?
Yes, he has a girlfriend.
Well, what was he doing with you if he had a girlfriend?
Well, we were just really more friends than anything else, and I would give him a lot of advice, and our relationship was... in that he's a truck driver, we'd talk over the phone a lot, and it was over the phone that he told me that really where he needed the money. So it wasn't over dinner or anything.
Go ahead.
And so I did have the money wired or electronically transferred.
No, I want you to tell me about it.
Oh, about our relationship?
No, about the $1,000, madam.
The $1,000, I did go ahead and have it wired.
I believe that you gave him $1,000. I want to know the circumstances surrounding you giving him the $1,000.
Well, I loaned him the $1,000.
That's what you say?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, since I'm not getting it from you, I'm going to go to Mr. Martinez. Mr. Martinez, she gave you $1,000. Tell me how that came about, sir.
She wired it to my account. She took $1,000, gave it to me. I told her I needed some help with the bills, and
You told her you needed help with the bills, and...
I said I'm behind. She was away. I was by myself. So I needed some money. I didn't have no help. She offered to help.
What did she say?
She says if you need
No, look at me.
If you need some money, I have money, and if you need to borrow some or whatever, it's here for you if you need it.
Good. And you said I need to borrow it.
I need about $1,000 to pay my bills.
So she sent you the money. So why didn't you pay it? Look here.
At that time, I didn't have any money. It went
That
on.
doesn't mean that it's not a loan, sir. That means that you didn't have the money then to pay her back.
Didn't have the money to pay her back and couldn't pay her back.
That doesn't mean it wasn't a loan.
Well, if it was a loan, I would have had to sign some kind of receipt or some kind of paperwork saying that, hey, you know,
You
need
just
to
told me you borrowed the money from her. You used that word. I asked her if I could borrow some money from her.
Okay. Maybe I should have used a different word then.
That's not, maybe you should have, but that's the word that you used.
Okay. I took the $1,000 from
You
her.
borrowed it.
Okay.
and you didn't have money to pay her back. That doesn't mean you don't owe it to her. What's next?
Well, Your Honor, the reason...
Shh, I didn't ask you. I said,
Sorry.
what's next? $1,000 I have. Hello?
Oh, no, Your Honor, I'm sorry. I thought you I think the reason he didn't have the $1,000...
I don't care what the reason is,
yes,
why he didn't have the $1,000. He owes you so far $1,000.
Yes, ma'am.
What's
what
next?
Else? Well, there was $500 for the investment.
I don't care about the investment. You were dumb enough to give him $500 for an investment. That's your problem. Let's go to the next thing.
I think he didn't have the money because Michelle wasn't there to give it to him. Okay.
Can
Michelle was
are you
in
finished
jail.
with the, Are you finished with the $1,000?
Yes,
Is that
ma'am.
all he owes you, $1,000?
No, ma'am.
Then I want you to get to it. I didn't ask you anything else.
All right. There's the $500 in the e-toys.
Just a second. Miss Watson.
Yes?
You're not paying attention to me.
I'm sorry.
I told you, if you were dumb enough to give him invest in a business for $500 with him, and he didn't have enough money to pay his own rent, you don't get that money back.
Yes, ma'am.
You don't. Good. Now, so far, he has admitted, reluctantly, to owing you $1,000. Does he owe you any more money?
Yes, ma'am, he does. But he is such
You want to get to it.
Yes, ma'am.
What is it? What was it for? When did you give it to him? Before
He's such a scoundrel that...
That's it. I'm finished with you, Miss Watson. I'm finished with you. I asked you a simple question. The simple question is, we got to the $1,000. He owes you the $1,000.
Yes, ma'am.
He doesn't owe you $500 that you invested with him. Is there any other money that he owes you? What you have to say is yes, how much it was, what you gave it to him for. If you're not going to answer that question directly, Miss Watson, I'm going to give you an award of $1,000 and say goodbye. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am, I do. He does owe me another $900.
No, he doesn't. You want to tell me what the $900 is for?
I do have documentation on monies that were given to him when he did ask me for a loan, and I do have FYI when I did fax him the information. And
Miss
then,
Watson, is there something wrong with you?
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You invested in a bad deal, period. End of discussion. That leaves $400 left, not $900. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And later today,
I don't remember getting hit. I got hit 3 times, actually.
Started drinking some liquor, then Nita started wilding.
She started what?
Wilding.
What is that?
Acting crazy.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Rebecca Watson says former lover Larry Martinez owes for a series of loans and for an investment she made in his business.
Your lawsuit is for $1,900.
Yes, ma'am.
$1,000 loan, something for a plane ticket or something to bring his daughter out,
That's
and then
correct.
quiet. And then $500 that you say you invested with him. I've already told you I'm discounting the $500. He does not owe you the $500. You invested in a bad deal, period. End of discussion. That leaves $400 left, not $900. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, what was the other $400 for?
The other $400 was in petty cash and plane ticket that he needed to...
I'm not interested in petty cash.
...get his daughter
I'm
back
not
to
interested
New
in
York.
petty cash. What was the plane ticket?
The plane ticket was about $300.
What do you mean about $300?
It was $300 because I gave him
Show me.
$100 for being
Show
able
me.
to get in the airport.
Show me the $300 plane ticket. Show me where it was. Where did you buy the $300 plane ticket?
No, I gave him the money as a loan because he needed to get his daughter from New York.
How much was the plane ticket to get your daughter from New York to wherever?
About $250. That has nothing to do with the money that she gave me. Was $1,000 towards my bills. That money came out of my pocket for the plane ticket.
So she didn't give you $250. No. You have any evidence that you put that plane ticket on your credit card?
No, ma'am.
Good. So you got $1,000, Miss Watson. That's it, period. That's what you say you owe her? That's what you borrowed. Okay. Is that right? Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect. Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
There were, times that she was in jail and she was gone and not able to be with him. I didn't know all this at the time. I didn't even know he had a girlfriend.
Well, I was away. The cat played.
Larry is a real scoundrel, and he's got a woman at every port.
I thought she was my friend, and she was cheating on me. Both of them.
You learn from your mistakes. I'm not going to be doing that anymore.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Colleen versus Bradford. Step forward, please.
23-year-old bartender Nita Colleen is suing her former friend, 27-year-old furniture refinisher, Terrence Bradford, for assaulting her during a night of drinking.
Miss Kaleem, how do you know the defendant?
Terrence Bradford was a friend of mine.
What does that mean, a friend of his? Was he a
A
boyfriend?
friend of mine, just an associate. We lived a block away from each other. If I wasn't working and he wasn't working, we'll call each other, go out.
It's your complaint that he assaulted you for no reason one evening when you were both drinking.
Right.
Mr. Bradford says that you were drunk and you went nuts and he was merely defending himself. So I want you to tell me when this happened, what kind of an assault it was, what your injuries were, and then I have a few other serious questions to ask you.
Okay.
When was it?
It was on September 11th of 2002.
Where were you and what were you doing?
I was in Terrence Bradford's home. We were...
Who else lives in his home?
His mother and I think his stepfather, his father.
Were they home?
His mother was home, yes.
Go ahead. What time of the day?
Around 11, 12 o'clock at night.
Come on, let me hear what happened.
Okay, what happened was Terrence called me earlier that night. He was like, "What you doing?" I said, "Nothing, I'm not doing anything." "Well, let's go get some beer that he drinks." Now, this is like some strong beer, and I don't really drink like that. Every time I get with Terrence, I drink with him. And we were drunk that night. We were both drinking. And
in his mother's house?
In his mother's house, yes. And what happened was I couldn't breathe. I was having difficulty breathing. All I remember was...
You were having difficulty breathing from what?
From, I don't know, I just couldn't breathe. I was on the bed. I remember him calling his mother, asking his mother, what's the matter with her? She's not breathing right. She's acting funny. I remember his mother saying that, you know, just get a cold rag or whatever. She's just been drinking a little bit. She'll be all right. Next thing I know, I'm standing in the kitchen with his mother. Then she has a towel to my head. I don't remember getting hit. I got hit 3 times, actually.
You just told me you don't remember getting hit.
No, I don't remember getting hit. But the way that I got hit, I have pictures if you want to see. I sustained a black eye, my nose was busted, and I have a scar on my head from where I got hit, where actually, if he did hit me, he had to have hit me at least a minimum of 3 times.
Maybe you fell off the bed.
No, I did not fall off the bed.
How do you know?
I did not fall off the bed.
Just a minute, Miss Kaleem. What you're telling me is that you were so drunk that you had no idea how you got bruised on your face. Is that what you're telling me?
That I was so drunk. We were drinking that night.
Just a second. No, just a second. If somebody hits you 3 times, severely enough to cause injuries, which you're going to show me in a second,
right,
and you don't remember how that happened, but you're surmising that from the photographs it came as a result of being hit 3 times, what you're telling me is that you don't remember being hit. Is that right? And if you don't remember being hit, you don't remember being hit because you were too drunk. You report him to the police?
No, I didn't.
Just a second. Is there any reason why somebody who has, can I have those pictures? Somebody who has this kind of injury that you claim was as a result of getting beaten by him doesn't report this to the police?
His cousin called me 2 days later. Terrence is sorry, please don't press charges on Terrence.
I'm not interested in that, and I'm not even hearing that.
Okay.
It's hearsay, it's meaningless,
Okay.
I don't believe it.
Okay, okay.
You
well,
have that witness here today? That person who told you that he was
that's
sorry
his
he
cousin.
hit you?
I don't talk to anybody.
Listen to me. Do you have that person here today, Miss Kaleem?
No, I don't.
Good, then I'm not interested in what they have to say. Well, this certainly, Bird, do you think, and I want you to just take a look at this, you think that this mark could have happened if you fell off a bed?
It's possible.
Yeah, sure, anything's possible. All right, Mr. Bradford, tell me what happened.
When she came around my house, she was already a little drunk. So I said, let's go to the store get some more beer.
That was a smart thing to do. That was initially a smart thing to do, sir. So she was already a little drunk, and you said, let's go get some more. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Please. How old are you?
27.
The future of America. So she's already drunk. You said, let's go get some more beer, and I assume that you went in her car. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
That's what you tell me in your answer. You got in her car. She was already drunk.
Yeah.
And you drove to get some more beer.
Mm-hmm.
Who drove?
I did.
Who drove?
Did I drive? Oh, I forgot. Did you? I don't know. I
See,
did
he's
drive.
lying. He's lying.
Miss Kaleem.
Don't lie
Miss
about it.
Kaleem.
Lying
I don't want to
about
hear you.
everything.
I'm enjoying this,
Lying.
please. Go ahead.
After we got the beer, we went out Huntersville, on my old
You
neighborhood.
went what?
So after we got the beer, we went out Huntersville. It's a neighborhood. I used to stay out there.
What did you do? Just stay in the car and drink, or you went to friends?
Yeah, went to a friend's house. Went to his house.
Okay, so you went to his house and you were drinking. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm. We out there. We still drinking out there. After we get finished drinking the 40s, we started drinking some liquor. Then Nita started wilding.
She started what?
Wilding.
What is that?
Acting crazy.
I'm crazy.
Right. That I understand.
So I was telling her to calm down because the security guards out there. They calm down, Nita. They're gonna arrest you. So I threw her in the car, then went back to my house. I told my mom that she was in there breathing heavy. And then we went outside on the porch because I said she needed some air. And then she just snapped. Then I told her, I said, look, just get your stuff and go home.
So you're going to put her in her car, being as drunk as she was, and send her home?
Oh, she started snapping on me for nothing. I don't know why.
Can I say something?
No. Could you finish, please?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you would look like you were taking a nap. Get to how, if you know, she got these marks on her face. Would you tell me, please?
Okay. I threw up against the wall.
Okay.
Then I told her to go home. Then I was walking out the door. Then she threw a bottle at me. I did it, then I hit her.
Where did you hit her?
In her face.
Is that the black eye she had?
Yeah.
Now, how'd she get this mark on her forehead?
I hit her on the forehead, too.
Okay, good. And what did she do to you?
Nothing.
Nothing.
She threw the bottle at me.
She threw a bottle at you. What kind of a bottle did she throw at you?
A 40 bottle.
Do you have any recollection of that?
Ma'am, no. I never went out on the porch that night.
You were drunk.
We were in the bedroom. No, we were in the room watching TV and we were drinking. We had just came back from Huntersville that night.
Miss Colleen, listen to me very carefully. Don't get drunk. How old are you?
22.
You don't get drunk?
23 now.
Don't get drunk.
Okay.
That's the lesson. He got drunk. You got drunk. You don't remember what happened to you. He's honest enough or slow enough to tell me that he hit you 3 times, all right? That's honest. He hit you 3 times because he said you threw a 40 bottle at him. Well, that's really no excuse for hitting you 3 times. Maybe a push to get you away if you're drunk, but he was drunk too.
I mean, he wants to get drunk and be hitting on people for no reason because I couldn't breathe or whatever. That doesn't make any sense.
Where is your responsibility in all this? He's an idiot.
I don't have any responsibility
in
any of this. That's
Oh,
what
you
I'm
do?
trying to say.
Oh,
if
listen
we're
to me.
friends and we go out
My
and drink.
mouth is moving. Your mouth has to stop. Your responsibility to yourself as an adult is not to get so drunk so that you don't know what you're doing. You do have a responsibility. Because if he did, in fact, assault you when you had no responsibility, then you would have called the police and made a complaint, and he would have been arrested for assault because that's what he did. And the reason that you couldn't do that, even if you had wanted to do that, is because you were so drunk that you have no self-induced. He didn't order you to drink. He didn't compel you to drink. He didn't get you down on the floor and use a funnel and funnel it into your mouth. You went to his house on purpose for the express purpose of drinking. And I believe everything he says that you did arrive at his house already having consumed alcohol.
Okay, can I say one thing?
No.
He called 2 days later.
What part of no didn't you understand?
How's
what
he gonna
part
apologize?
of no? What part of no didn't you understand? Because he's stupid and called you to apologize.
He agreed that he was going to pay for my medical bills.
Good, he
said
should
was
pay for
gonna
your medical bill.
For my one
Good.
day
Just
I
a
missed
second.
from work.
He should pay for your medical bill. Did you agree to pay for a medical bill?
Yes, ma'am.
346 on the calendar in the matter of Miller versus Hastings, Washington. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have seats, please.
Who are you?
Brenda Hastings. I'm Michelle's mother.
How old is Michelle?
17.
Okay. Miss Miller, Michelle is your son's girlfriend.
Yes, ma'am.
This is your son.
Yes, ma'am.
So you're really suing your son and his girlfriend. Her mother is here because she's a minor.
Yes, ma'am.
It appears from what I've read that you decided to rent a house. You were
Yes,
separating from your husband or something like that.
Yes, ma'am.
And that your son and his girlfriend said that they wanted to come and live with you. You say that this didn't work out, but they owe you for back rent. They owe you for money that they put on your credit card. They have a counterclaim. And their counterclaim involves both of their cars, which they say that you took, you hid, and caused damage to.
No, ma'am.
So that's what the case is about. Very complicated. When did you decide to rent this house?
About the second week of September.
And what was the rent on the house?
$575 a month.
And what was your arrangement with your son and his girlfriend?
I had planned on moving. My husband and I were just going to separate for a little while to work out some differences. There was
a duplex that I had been waiting on that was around the corner from the house. My 15-year-old son had told Charlie here that we were moving, and Charlie indicated to him that he needed a place to go. He was tired of the stuff at Brenda's house. I had talked to Charlie.
He had been living with you? Is that right? How old are you?
19.
I had talked to Charlie and told him that was fine. There was no mention of Michelle at the time. That came up later with Charlie saying that she don't really act like she acts, but she'll act better when she's not around her mother. I thought about it for a while, and I said, well, we'll give it a try.
This is a lot of information that I really don't need.
Okay. Well, I went up and asked the landlord, and the landlord said they were renting it.
Oh, okay, fine. So you decided to rent it, and you decided to let the two of them move in with you.
Right.
And what was the financial arrangement with them?
We would go on the rent 3 ways.
Did you discuss that with her mother?
No, ma'am.
And you knew she was 17?
Her mother had put her out.
Negative.
They wanted both. They had asked several times for both of these to put them out. And my young son here, Derek,
Miss Miller,
can tell you.
That's not my question. My question was, you knew that Michelle was 17.
Yes, I did.
Okay. Michelle cannot enter into a contract with you because she's a minor. So if you did not have an agreement with her mother to pay a third of the rent, you cannot sue Michelle for a third of any rent that you believe she owes you. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so let's do away with that. And so let's deal with your son. Did your son give you any money towards the rent?
No, ma'am.
Yes,
He
I
gave me
did.
$150 to help put on deposits on the utilities.
So he gave you $150?
Yes, ma'am.
How long did they live in the house?
6 weeks.
Negative.
3 weeks. 6 weeks.
We moved
And
in
when
the
did you
3rd,
move out of the house?
The 28th.
Of September?
Yes, ma'am.
Charlie did not move out of that house until the 10th of October.
I moved out the 28th.
You stayed there. You were on the run from the police.
Shh, just a second. Miss Miller.
Yes, ma'am.
What rent do you believe your son owes you?
For him and Michelle, then it should have been half of the $575.
No. Miss Miller. He's supposed to pay a third of the rent, right?
Right. But I have a 15-year-old at home that these two here complained what was his part of the rent because he was getting child support.
Did you move in with another child?
The 15-year-old moved in shortly after these two did. He didn't stay there all the time, but he was there.
What about you? Did you move in?
I didn't move in until the 24th
Of September? September?
No, August. Oh, no, it was September. I'm sorry. I didn't even stay there half of the time.
Miss
I
Miller.
stayed maybe a whole week
Miss
out of it.
Miller, did you move in August 24th or September 24th?
September 24th.
Okay, well, let's go to the credit cards that you say that they used. How did they come to have possession of your credit cards?
They didn't have possessions. We had an agreement. I have a letter from the landlord because Mrs. Hastings was putting them out. We had an agreement to try to get the house livable for them to live in so they had a roof over their heads. And
You're talking about credit cards, Miss Miller. Let me hear about the credit cards money.
I put my credit cards, to get the house in order for them to live in, it had to have floors, it had to have cabinets, it had to have everything. The house was gutted out. It had to have everything.
So is that what was put on your credit card?
Yes.
So why do you think they should pay for that?
Because we're in agreement. Mrs. Hastings put them out.
Negative.
Stop saying Mrs. Hastings put them out. It doesn't make any difference whether she put them out or not. Now, am I correct?
It does
that
make a difference.
No,
Yes,
it doesn't make a
does.
difference legally.
Her mother put them out. He didn't have a place to go.
She
He
didn't
cannot
put
go
us
to
out.
my house that I own. My husband will not let him stay there. He's already ripped us off. He's breaking into the house. He's broken into the garage. He's not allowed on the property. Okay?
Miss Miller.
I did what I could to get him a roof over his head.
Miss
and I
Miller,
got
you're his
repaid.
mother. Listen to me. You're his mother.
Excuse me, ma'am. But I've got papers. This boy has been in and out of jail, detentions. He was stolen from me when he was 14 months old. I've got legal documents, Charlie, to prove it all.
Miss Miller.
He's on drugs. I've tried for years to get him help, okay?
Miss Miller, listen to me. I understand that you have a frustration with him.
If you
And
helped
from-
him out as much as I have in a lifetime, you would too.
Miss Miller, listen to me. If Miss Hastings allowed your son to come and live in her house with her 17-year-old daughter, then she's got rocks in her head and probably decided she had had enough. Bottom line, that's your son. It's not her son. And if she had had enough of him and was putting him out, and her daughter Michelle says, I'm not staying here without him. Then she says, you want to go with him? Go with him.
He's been living there with her since she was 15 and he was 17.
You want to know something?
And she's put him out 3 times.
Miss
And
Miller.
I have been there.
Miss
Charlie.
Miller. Miss Miller.
Yeah, okay.
Miss Miller.
Yes, ma'am.
This is your son. And if she's put him out 3 times, and if he was living there from the time he was 17 years old, it had to have been because you and your husband put him out.
Exactly.
No, he left on his, no.
Shh.
You left on your own
Miss
because
Miller,
you
don't
were
talk
on
to him.
drugs, Charlie.
Miss
You were
Miller,
selling drugs
1, 2,
out of my
3.
house.
Miss Miller.
And I called the police
Put her
on you.
outside.
That's why you left.
Put her outside. I'm going to let you cool off outside, Miss Miller.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Tina Miller says her son Charlie Washington, his girlfriend Michelle Hastings, and Michelle's mother Brenda owe for rent and repairs to her home.
Miss Miller, you can't talk to your son. This is not time for you to shout at your son when you're in a court. Time to do that is when you had him in therapy when he was 7 years old. If your son had been giving you problems and moved out of your house, whether you put him out of your house or whether he left voluntarily, you knew where he was living with the Hastings family and their daughter. That was probably a major error on their part. Some people do that. I never quite understand why they take in somebody else's problem into their home. But be that as it may, if you decided that you wanted to put a roof over your son's head as his mother, that's what your job is. That kind of unconditional love is what you do for a child, even if they drive you crazy. Are you currently living in the house?
No, ma'am.
Did you decide to go back to your husband?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that where you are now?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that where you're going to stay, you think?
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me about the cars. You took your son's car out of impound?
I paid to get it out, yes, ma'am.
What'd you do with it?
Set it in my backyard.
And what happened to it?
It sat there until the day that he came and threatened me. And then I took it down on the corner where I told him and the police officer that I would set it and left the keys in it, that in the Nissan.
And somebody stole it?
I don't know.
Well, it wasn't found on the corner, is that right?
I don't know where they found it at.
Where did you find your car?
I found mine in a ditch on Orville Smith.
It was not in a ditch. I got pictures of where I left it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So what you're saying is somebody took the car after you left it there with the keys in it. Why'd you leave it there with the keys in it?
There was no keys in it.
There was keys in it.
Crazy.
When you left it, the keys were in it. So I'm asking you, why did you leave it with the keys in the car?
He came, he harassed me. I didn't want him on the property. And for him to come get the keys, then he would have to come on the property. And I talked to him in the back of the police car and told him.
What were the police doing there?
I called him because he threatened me.
When did he threaten you?
When he came to the house.
Was this after he had moved out of the rental house?
No, he was in jail. He had just gotten out October 31st, and I didn't know he was out of jail.
What was he in jail for?
Theft of property from an auto and breaking and entering of an auto.
What were you in jail for?
Assault the third.
He was also in jail for that.
Assault the third.
Who did you assault?
My girlfriend.
You ever arrested for breaking and entering?
Yes, ma'am.
When?
In 97.
What about auto theft?
Yes, ma'am.
So you got his car out of impound, you told the police he had threatened you, you were taking the car, you were parking it at the corner, you were leaving the keys in the car, and that's the last you know of the car.
Yes, ma'am.
And you found the car when you got out of jail, sir?
I did.
Where did you find it?
It's on Orville Smith Road. She parked it in the edge of the woods.
No, she doesn't park it anywhere. You found it there. You didn't
I
see
found it there.
You found it there.
I got out and I looked and I turned around and I went back to my house. And I brought him down there and he couldn't find no keys nowhere in the car.
Well, maybe somebody who stole the car took the keys after they finished joyriding in the car. What about your car?
Well, my mother and my father found it in a hayfield.
What makes you think that Miss Miller took your car?
Because she stole the keys out of my purse. I didn't have it in my possession.
No, I did not steal the keys from her purse. This key goes to a car of Charlie's that he has in their yard. I don't know if it runs or not, but it was on this key ring with this key. And when I talked to Charlie on the phone after he had beat up Michelle, he told me one of them keys went to the car. And that's how I got the car.
So what did you do with the car?
Charlie explained for me to take the car to my house and park it and not to let Michelle have the car.
You mean her car?
No, it's his car. It's legally in his name.
Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Is your car, the car that you're talking about, that you're suing over, in whose name is that car titled?
His.
You have 2 cars titled in your name?
Yes, ma'am.
What year cars are they?
94 and 87.
What do you do for a living?
Well, I was working at Arby's.
At Arby's? Who bought the cars?
I bought one, she bought one. But she wasn't old enough to put it in her name, so I signed for it.
Why didn't her mother sign for it?
Because they went and got it without me. I was at work. They went looking at cars. They picked out one, and she bought it.
Miss Hastings,
Yes.
is he still living in your house?
He is right now, yeah.
You had him arrested for beating up your daughter.
My husband
You've thrown him out of your house at least 3 times.
No.
He left your house 3 times in the last 2 years. You took him into his house,
He has
into
been
your
in the
house when he
house
was
a year.
17 years old. Since he was 17 years old, he's been arrested several times, according to him, for a variety of things. Breaking and entering, auto theft, assaulting your daughter. Would you kindly tell me what kind of medication you're on? Because I want to take some. If you don't see that he's not right for her.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Atina Miller says her son Charlie Washington, his girlfriend Michelle Hastings, and Michelle's mother Brenda owe for rent and repairs to her home.
Miss Hastings, he's not right for her.
He may not be right for her, but everybody has to make their own choices, and
Hey. Everybody has to make their own choices once they're an adult. Until you're an adult, your parents help you make those choices, and they don't do things that encourage you to make bad choices.
Well, Tina has put her son out several times.
Tina's son is a bum. Was your daughter a bum when she was 15?
No, my daughter was in school when she was 15.
Is she still in school?
She's going to night classes.
No. Before she met him, she was in school.
Yeah, but she...
After she met him, she's not in school.
Had nothing to do with him.
Oh, listen, Miss Miller.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm going to give you some words of advice. Is this the first child that you've had that's been in trouble?
Yes, ma'am.
You think you know how to deal with it now?
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me how you're dealing with it.
I work with the best I can.
My advice to you is you be there as a backup in case of an emergency, in case something bad happens. But until he grows up and stops doing things that are both harmful to himself, to the people that care about him, and to you, he's going to have to make his own mistakes. If you put yourself in a financial position where you've stretched your finances, it's a foolish thing to do. Because what will happen is he will never be forced to grow up. You tell me you put him out of the house, or he left the house when he was 15. The Hastings took him in. And when the Hastings decided to put him out, you provided a roof over his head. He's never had to grow up and face responsibility. Had 2 cars titled in his name, working at Arby's.
Well, he didn't buy the car. The Firebird was given to him as a gift by me and my husband. I did not put him out of the house. He had a choice. He could go to jail or he could go back to Michigan to his dad. He took off on his own. He was on the run. We did look for him. He stayed with a friend of his up in a trailer, drinking, getting high. The owner of the trailer came to our house, wanted to know what was up. We went up there. He was gone.
Okay. Miss Hastings, I've already told you what I think of the fact that you allowed him to move back into your house after he beat up your daughter. That's the dumbest thing I ever heard. Absolutely the dumbest. And if your daughter wants to be dumb enough to take off with him, as you said, people make their own choices. But you're making it real comfortable for her to do things that ultimately are going to be devastating.
It doesn't matter in what they have done. I mean, it's the car situation. It's her having them to move into a rental house because her marriage, she moved out.
Listen to me. I'm not dealing with your lawsuits. Both of your lawsuits are nonsense. Hers, she cannot convince me that her son owes her any money. With regard to the cars, you have no proof whatsoever that your mother took your car, put it in a ditch. She says that after an argument with you, she told the police, I'm putting the car on the street corner with the keys in it. I don't want him anywhere near my house. A reasonable explanation is that somebody walked by, saw the keys in the car, took it for a joyride, and trashed it. I think that both of you, but especially you, Miss Hastings, I don't understand you at all. What do you do all day, sir?
Now,
Now.
go to school
No, you don't.
at night.
I asked you what you did during the day. Don't tell me that you go to school at night. What do you do all day?
Hunt for jobs.
Hunt for jobs. Michelle, what do you do all day?
Work.
Where?
At Walmart.
You work 5 days a week?
8 hours a day, 5 days a week.
And you come home and he's watching TV? Michelle, look at me. You come home and he's watching TV?
I don't know what he does during the day.
Michelle, before you get pregnant, get smart. You'll be working at Walmart, 9 months pregnant, and he's going to be sitting home playing with Nintendo that you will have bought him for Christmas. Get smart. Cases are dismissed. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may versus Selb Stanter. Parties have been sworn in. Judge, you may be seated. Sir, have a seat, please.
Miss Selb.
Yes.
You were married to the defendant's father, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
For 7 years.
Almost 7 years. Yes, ma'am.
He died.
Yes, ma'am.
It is your claim that the defendants agreed to reimburse you for the costs of cremating your husband.
Yes, ma'am.
They say that there was never such an agreement. When did your husband pass away?
I cannot hear you.
When did your husband pass away?
He passed away of October 6th last year.
Was his passing away sudden?
No, ma'am.
He had been ill for a period of time?
Only my son was there.
Okay, let's try it on this side. Was your father ill for a long time?
I would say yes.
What do you mean you would say yes?
He had open heart surgery in 1994, and among many other illnesses, and I don't think he ever recuperated, if that's
from
what you
his
mean.
open heart surgery.
Right.
Were you notified as soon as he passed away?
He passed away at 2 o'clock in the morning, and Natalie called me the next, early, about 8:30 the next
Was
morning.
he home or was he in the hospital?
He was in the hospital.
How long had he been in the hospital?
It was 2 days prior.
To his passing.
She called you 2 days before. Did you go to see him?
No.
She told us not to.
She told us not to bother coming up there.
She has no right to do that. And if she did, I would assume that you would just disregard that and go and see your father anyway.
She requested us that we did not come up there.
Then you disregard that request and you go see your father.
She said that he was not, there was no plans for actually that he was going to survive the evening.
Even more reason for you to get there. Did you see your father regularly?
A few times a year.
And you?
Natalie made it very difficult for us to see our father. She called me in 1998 and told me that I was never welcome in her home again. So my visits with my father had to be over the phone. I was not welcome in her home.
All right, Miss Selb, would you tell me the conversation that you allegedly had with these children about their reimbursing you for the cost of your husband's cremation?
On October 21st, they came over to pick up some of my husband's heirlooms. They also want to have the ashes. I told Tina that I have paid $1,200 for it, and she said she will reimburse the money. All I have to do is just send the bill.
I never said that.
I have sent the bill with a letter. I didn't hear anything from her.
Just a minute. At that time, did you give her the ashes?
Yes, they took the ashes when they left.
Was there any funeral service for your husband?
No. There was just at the park, you know, people have got together and had dinner and stuff like that. And I have asked them, but they didn't want to come.
But they came to the house to pick up some property, is that right?
Yes.
That's correct.
And you picked up your father's ashes?
Yes.
Tell me under what circumstances this lady gave you the ashes.
We went up to get my dad's war mementos and our family photo albums, all that was left of that my father had. And there was never a discussion about taking the ashes home. I mean, that wasn't why we went up there.
Okay.
She presented a carton as we were leaving of his ashes, and we were both very surprised by that. There was never a discussion about reimbursing for ashes or giving her money for the cremation, and then we can exchange, pay this ransom for my father's ashes, and we could leave with it. Never a discussion about that. The ashes were there. She presented it to us along with a copy of what appears to be his will, and we left. That was that.
Miss Selb, why did you give them your husband's ashes?
Why did I do what?
Why did you give them your husband's ashes?
Because Doug asked for it.
Because they asked for it?
Yes.
And you had no problem with that?
I didn't want to divide it, ma'am. You know, so I said, okay, you go ahead and take it. Because Tina told me that she's going to reverse the money.
Well, when you decided to have him cremated, you didn't speak to her with regard to the costs. Is that right?
She told me also that whatever I do is okay with her, and she also talked to my son.
That's not true.
At the hospital.
That's absolutely not true.
At the where?
At the hospital. When my husband was in the hospital, she called. My son was in the hospital when she called when my husband was sick.
Step up. Tell me. Not proper court attire.
Sorry.
So you should have something important to say. I assume you do.
Basically, I was there when he went into the hospital and when he died.
And when did you have a conversation with Tina?
I had conversations with them each of them at least twice.
Go ahead, let me hear about the conversation.
You know, they were asking what was going on with their father and, you know, what do the doctors think? And I said, they don't really know. They pretty much think he's going to die or they're not going to do much about it. And then they told me that they weren't able to get up there. So we went in the next morning and made arrangements to have him cremated. They left it in the hands of my mother to take care of.
Were there any death benefits under Social Security?
I believe the $225 that they give for when somebody dies, Social Security, that was about it. And then
$225 for burial costs?
yeah, that's what the Social Security system will pay.
Okay, well, that's $225.
Correct.
Even that, your lawsuit is $1,200, which is the entire cost of cremation, right?
Yes.
Is there a will?
Your Honor, my father had an estate when he married Natalie. And I have here a record of every single thing that my father had and things that show, as far as I'm concerned, that he had an estate that more than paid for funeral expenses.
Plus his wishes to be buried.
He wanted
whole.
to be buried whole next to my mother, who died in 1983. He already had a plot. He already had his wishes known. She knew them. She and I discussed this. When he died, she knew that we did not want him cremated and that he didn't want to be cremated.
How long was he married to your mother?
37 years.
When did she pass away?
1983. I hired Natalie to be his housekeeper.
I think an important point.
Go ahead.
I think an important point is that when my father was ill, we hired Natalie. My sister actually hired Natalie to take care of him. And in a 6-week period, they were married, and she produced a license with his name on it. And
her license.
With her name on it, and my father's name. And at that point, a bank that had all his funds and monies called us up, my sister, which was the power of attorney at the time, and said there's something funny going on. This woman is here, and she's liquidating or
closing all of his accounts.
Closing all of his accounts, getting all the funds out of his accounts. At that point, we contacted my father, and that's when he said, well, we just happened to get married.
Okay. Miss Sell, after you married Mr. Sell,
yes,
were you working anyplace else?
Before I started working for him?
For the last 7 years, since you were married to their father, you didn't work at all outside the home?
That was a full-time job with Mr. Selb.
Fine. So you didn't work at all outside the home?
No, ma'am.
Is that right? How were you supported?
We lived on his retirement and my Social Security.
How much was your Social Security?
My Social Security, $472.
And how much was his pension?
His pension was $1,200, something like that.
And how much was his Social Security?
5 something.
So you had Social Security of $400, and he had about $1,700 a month. Is that right?
Right, ma'am.
Okay. And he had savings as well. Is that right?
Yes.
Of course. Where are his savings?
The savings?
Yeah.
We spent most of it.
Do you have any left?
We have traveled quite a bit, ma'am.
Oh, just a minute. Do you have any left? of his savings.
Yeah, I have $2,000.
Good. That pays for the funeral. Thank you very much. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
The only thing I can say that I took care of their father for 7 years.
My sister went in there a couple of weeks afterwards, and she found the mail actually had been sorted through and gone through, his financial statements gone through.
They wouldn't even answer the letters I have sent it to them.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Langlois, step forward.
51-year-old office manager Vicki Langlois is suing her ex-husband, 36-year-old operations manager Jim Langlois, for medical expenses for the family dog.
Miss Langlois, you and the defendant were married for 13 years. You were divorced officially, I believe, according to what I've read, in 1999.
Correct.
There was a dog.
Jim's dog.
Well, you say it was Jim's dog. There was a dog that lived in your house for a long time. The dog remained in your home. The dog became ill. You took the dog to the vet.
Correct.
There was substantial expenses for the dog in the amount of $1,817. The dog was ultimately put to sleep, and you want the defendant to pay those veterinarian bills.
Correct.
Okay, so I will hear you on why you think he is responsible for those bills.
When he left in March of '99, he moved into a studio apartment where there was no pets allowed. I was left with the dog to care for it. Then, March of 2000, the dog became ill. I talked to Jim, and I explained to him everything that happened. He didn't disagree with how I handled it. I told him I would not be able to pay the bills, and he said that was okay, and he'd take care of it. So I had brought the dog home with the understanding that I would have to give the dog intravenous feedings twice a day, which I did until April 25th, when he suddenly turned worse. I called Jim. I told him he wanted to see the dog. I brought the dog to him, and he returned the dog to me, and the next day the dog even got worse. I called the vet. She said there's nothing more we can do for him.
How old was the dog?
12 years. And
how old is your son?
12. So
that the dog had been your son's companion as well.
Yeah, his best friend.
Okay, go ahead.
And so Thursday night, the 27th, I believe it was, I called Jim at work. When I tried to discuss what was going on with the dog, he just wanted to talk about the divorce and all the other property issues that were going on. And he got abusive, and he wasn't even listening to me. I was telling him that Saturday morning was the appointment, and he got abusive and was swearing at me, and I hung up the phone. On Saturday morning, my daughter Kendra took me and our 12-year-old son to the vet, and we sat there with him while the dog was put down. Later, I talked to Jim about the money, and he said we would have to discuss it at the divorce hearing in June. When we got to the divorce hearing, his attorney asked that the two attorneys could talk outside of the courtroom and discuss some of the issues.
The outstanding financial issues.
Right, and the dog was one of them. My attorney said that Jim was denying it was his dog, and that I shouldn't waste $250 an hour. I should take it to of his time. I should take it to small claims court, and that's what I did.
It is clear to me, Mrs. Langlois, that your 12-year-old son would have been devastated had his father left the house, and in addition to leaving the house, taken his dog. According to you, the dog was his best friend.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't that you were dog sitting for the defendant's dog. You kept the dog because it was the family dog. Whoever purchased it, paid for it. I have a dog. When she's a very, very good dog, my husband says it's his dog. When it poops in the house, it's my dog. The issue of whose dog it is not relevant to this. Your former wife claims that you indicated to her that you would, at one point, take care of the veterinary bills. Let us assume for the moment that you did say to her, I'll take care of it, whatever the bills are. And I don't even have to make a judgment on that. There did come a time that you went to the Supreme Court to resolve all issues of money involving your marriage. According to you, Miss Langlois, the issue of the dog's bills was raised by the attorneys in that proceeding.
Outside of the judge.
It doesn't make any difference.
Correct.
It was part of the negotiation. You did the right thing by keeping the dog and taking care of the dog. Your problem, Mrs. Langlos, is this. There must be finality when parties divorce. And that is usually as of the day that a final judgment of divorce is rendered. Everybody is there and they throw all the marbles on the table and they say, listen, this is what we got. This is what our bills are. This is what our expenses are. This is what our assets are. We're going to divide them. We're going to divide them in an equitable fashion. And that's what you pay a lawyer for. That was clearly done. So all of that was before the court, or should have been before the court. Now, you understand that, Mrs. Langlos. I know that from the way you're shaking your head, you understand that. Because ultimately, each of you has to know, this is the date that my financial obligations are fixed, both for child support, for maintenance, for alimony, for outstanding credit cards, for outstanding bank loans. You can't keep this thing going forever. It's not healthy.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
According to you, and I'm just taking what you tell me, your attorney did in fact raise the issue at that time. You were given bad advice by your attorney. If your attorney did indeed say to you, deal with it later, that's very bad advice, because your marriage terminated and these bills were incurred prior to the stipulation and settlement and the judgment of divorce. Unless your former husband believes that you should voluntarily contribute to the dog's vet bills, he is under no legal obligation to do so. Just for my own sake, you want to tell me, Mr. Langlos, how much you pay in child support for your son?
I believe it's $961 a month.
Do you pay maintenance to your former wife, in addition to the child support?
Yes.
And how much do you pay in maintenance?
1,000 something.
It's a little over 1,000, 1,027.
Are you currently current in your child support and maintenance?
Yes, my child support and spousal support comes directly out of my work check.
Do you see your son? Visit him?
Not now, I don't.
Why not?
We have issues that we're working out through court right now.
So there are ongoing issues of visitation?
Mm-hmm.
So you're still paying lawyers?
Yeah.
Yes.
I am. She's not. She doesn't have a lawyer at this time. I do.
Well, that's unfortunate.
No, that's not true. I do have a lawyer.
Yeah. Okay. Whether you have
But
a
yes,
lawyer,
we
I
are
have his
doing-
letter that says
whether you
he's-
have a lawyer or not, it's really unfortunate that you can't put a period and start having some sort of normalcy to your lives. That's really very unfortunate.
Fair.
In any event, Ms. Langlos, all financial issues were resolved in your case in June of 2000, so your lawsuit.
तो हेलो दोस्तों, आप सभी का स्वागत है हमारे इस न्यू ब्लॉग में। और बताइए लोग कैसे हैं? तो आशा करते हैं हम लोग बहुत ही अच्छे होंगे और अच्छे है जहाँ रहिए स्वास्थ्य मस्त बढ़िया रहिए। और हम लोग बहुत ही बढ़िया हैं। और आज आ रही है हमारी मम्मी और फ़ोन किए थे घर से निकाल चुकी है, तो ढेर सारा सामान लेके आ रही है हमारे लिए। तो पता नहीं क्या क्या लेके आ रही है, बना के कि क्या करके। दोस्तों बहुत ही दिनों से कह रही थी आएंगे आएंगे, तो नहीं आ पा रही थी क्योंकि मेरे मौसी का तबीयत ख़राब था, वो हॉस्पिटल में भर्ती थी, इसीलिए उनको देखना। दोस्तों अब कोई घर पे आ जाए फिर छोड़ के जाओ तो अच्छा नहीं लगता है, तो आज आ रही हैं तो देखिए क्या क्या होता है। डांट भी सुनेंगे, जितना सारा फ़ोन पे शिकायत हुआ है मेरा, वो भी सब डांट वाट सुनेंगे और थोड़ा डांट सुनेंगे, थोड़ा प्यार मिलेगा। दोस्तों काफ़ी दिन हो गया था मम्मी और पापा से मिले हुए, तो आ रहे हैं मिलने। और इधर मेरा बबू है, दोस्तों यही देखेगा इधर क्योंकि गुस्सा हो गया है। तो चलिए ऐसे ही बनी रही है हमारे ब्लॉग में। और इधर कुछ काम हो रहा है तो आपको ज़रूर दिखा रहे हैं आप लोग। चलिए फटाफट सफाई करा जा रहा है क्योंकि दोस्तों यहाँ पर रखे रखे ख़राब हो जा रहा है। सारे बच्चे हैं जो वो छीट छाट दे रहे हैं, पूरा इधर से उधर फैला दे रहे हैं, नुकसान कर रहे हैं सामान को। तो हम लोग सारा बहुत पल्ली बिछा के वहीं पर रख रहे हैं। तो चलिए रखते हैं और दिखाते हैं आप लोग को क्या क्या कर रहे हैं हम। तो आ गई मम्मी फाइनली, और देखिए इसको पहले आते ही नहीं हालचाल पूछ रहा है, ना अपना खबर दे रहा है, सीधे मेरा शिकायत कर रहा है कि सलोनी मारती है। ये कैसे ताक रहा है?
सलोनी मारती है बाबू को? खाना ना खा क्या होता है?
तिरछी ताकत है।
देखो गंदी, तुमको कैसे मेरा बाबू दिख रहा है? हाँ, मारो गंदे काम कर रही तो मारो ऐसे।
तो चलिए दोस्त ऐसे ही बने रही है ब्लॉग में। और कुर्सी उर्सी देते हैं, हमारी दीदी का ब्लाउज व्लाउज सी रही है, बेचारी को टाइम ही नहीं है, जल्दी जल्दी सिए है। तो मम्मी का ब्लाउज सिला रहा है। तो चलिए ऐसे ही बने रही है ब्लॉग में।
पिटवा रहा है हमको। चलिए मेरे बाबू के
आई मुस्की देखा आई देखा
मेरे बाबू तू डटबू।
अरे हम और देखा ही बाबा ताई।
मार 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 मार।
अभी बात कर रहा है सबसे।
मारा सलोनी के बहुत गंदा काम करेली, लड़का के डांटेली मारेली। हाँ बता दो सब अपने दोस्तों से बता दो कि सलोनी बहुत गंदी है, हमको मारती है।
यही खुशी। अभी शिकायत होता हमारे।
डांटे लेना बुआ, डांटे लेना डटिया तो पिटाई है और देख लो पता नहीं। सबसे बता दो, डांटे ले बता दो, बता दो सबसे शिकायत कर देता।
अब नहीं बोलेगा दोस्तों, शिकायत कर चुका। अब कुछ बाद में करेगा फोन पे। सब लोग नहीं खाए, सब लोग खा चुके थे, भैया नहीं खाए थे। तो देखिए इतना बड़ा कटोरा में लेके खा रहे हैं।
क्या बनैले बढ़िया बा।
तो इसको बार बार ढूंढ के ले जा रहे हैं वहां तक, फिर तो चली आ रही है। तो जाने का इसका मन नहीं कर रहा है। अगर पापा भी आ गया ढूंढते ढूंढते।
जरा बढ़िया बन जाता या दो दिन रुकिया लगन तब जाइया।
होगा घर में चाहिए हो के
नहीं उम्मे ना हिम्मे रुकिए दरवाजा।
तब एगो सबनम करेगा हमार रही।
तब भैया लोगन तो आराम से
10 दिन 15 दिन रह के जाएगा। तो चलिए दोस्तों, अच्छा मेरे दोस्तों जिसके लिए बना था, जिसके लिए आया था बना के, इधर बैठ के खा रहे हैं। कैसा लगा?
बहुत अच्छा। 3 कटोरे हुई।
हाँ झूठ है,
झूठ है वो सूखा वाला है।
आपको कैसा लगा? और अश्विन भी खा रहा है और इधर हमारी भाभी भी खा रही हैं। भाभी कैसा लगा? सुपर। तो
दोस्तों सेवई बहुत ही प्यारा है,
बहुत ही अच्छा लगा खा के।
अच्छा लगा खा के। सलोनी के मम्मी को बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद जो हमको सेवई बना के खिलाई। बहुत प्यारा लगा। जब हमारे बाबू पेटे में रहा तो कहियो ना खियाइन बूढ़ा।
तो वही ही नहीं रहा। वहाँ कहाँ आए जब बाबू पेटा में रहा था। पहले तो कुछ भरे हम कहा रुका लाने के मौसी मौसा हमारे मामा आ गए ना, मामी मम्मी से चल गए लेके। तो अभी निकलने वाले हैं घर के लिए सब लोग। अब यहाँ पे रुकेंगे नहीं क्योंकि बहनी नहीं, बाबू को सब लोग घर पे ही अकेले। तो चले दोस्तों यहाँ तक। कब
अभी सलोनी का जो गलती करती थी अभी इनकी मम्मी से रहन देना है।
हाँ दोस्तों बाबू आते ही रहन दे रहा था। अभी उसकी मम्मी बाकी है तब ये देंगे उड़ान। तो चलिए उड़ान देने के बाद देखते हैं क्या होता है मेरा हाल। तो चलिए मिलते हैं किसी नेक्स्ट वीडियो में, तब तक के लिए बाय बाय।